All right, guys, welcome to the live stream. We are live on YouTube and all the other platforms. We'll be live on Instagram in a little bit, but for now, I'm going to double check my system, and I'm going to hit play first for us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your patience as always. Let's begin with some scheduling announcements for the remainder of President Trump's very busy week. Today at 3 p.m., President Trump will host a Black History Month reception in the East Room of the White House. I know many of you will attend, and we will see you up there. Tomorrow, President Trump will host a Board of Peace meeting at the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace, where he will announce that member states have pledged more than $5 billion towards the Gaza humanitarian and reconstruction efforts, and have also committed thousands of personnel to the International Stabilization Force and local police to maintain security and peace for Gazans. Tomorrow afternoon, the president will travel to the great state of Georgia, where he will visit 2 local businesses and give a speech on his efforts to make life affordable for working people. On Friday, President Trump will host a working breakfast with governors in the East Room here at the White House. And on Saturday night, President Trump and the First Lady will host the annual Governor's Dinner. Next, I'd like to provide an update on the economy. We're seeing promising signs every day that 2026 is going to be a record successful year for the American people, just as President Trump promised them. The January jobs report shattered expectations, highlighting how the president's pro-growth economic agenda is fueling American prosperity. The economy added 172,000 new private sector jobs to kick off the year. That's more than 2.5 times economists' predictions. The labor force participation rate went up while the unemployment rate fell. The prime age labor force participation rate is now at its highest since 2001. Most importantly, 100% of all job creation under President Trump continues to be in the private sector. This is truly remarkable. That's 615,000 private sector jobs that have been added in President Trump's second term thus far. These are real working people. These are real American families who will be living out their American dream. Meanwhile, federal government employment has shrunk to its lowest level since 1966, saving taxpayers $29 billion annually. And all of the net job growth under President Trump has gone to native-born Americans, ending the disgraceful pattern under Joe Biden of job gains going to non-citizens and illegal aliens. Additionally, on inflation, the new CPI report is even more proof of the progress made by President Trump. Despite all of the doom casting from the so-called experts, the president has managed to utilize powerful tariffs to secure trillions of dollars in investments into our country and rebalance our trade deals while simultaneously cooling inflation. Year-over-year inflation fell to 2.4% in January, beating expectations again and marking the lowest level since May. Core inflation, the best measure of inflation, dropped to its lowest level in nearly 5 years. Meanwhile, real average hourly earnings for all private sector workers rose in the month of January, which means more money is going back directly into people's pockets. After only 1 year of President Trump back in office, real earnings for all private sector workers have outpaced inflation by nearly $1,400, earning back roughly half of the $2,900 they lost under Joe Biden when 40-year high inflation was stealing Americans' purchasing power. President Trump's policies are and will continue to allow Americans' incomes to go further for bills, retirement, and achieving the American dream. A key part of the American dream is buying a home. And that is finally becoming more affordable under this president. This past week, it was announced the annual mortgage cost for a new home has fallen by $4,000 so far under President Trump.
Home prices are down, rates are down, economy is good, inflation is down, crime is down, murders are down, a lot of things are down. We're looking good, guys. And welcome to the stream, guys. We're watching the White House press briefing from earlier today. It is recorded earlier this morning, and we're replaying it, taking a look, and we're going to discuss. So welcome to the stream, guys.
After rising by roughly $15,000 under Joe Biden. As a result, mortgage affordability has reached a 4-year best following recent bold action by the president to make home ownership more attainable for American families, not large Wall Street corporate institutional investors. At the same time, national median rents have fallen to a 4-year low and have declined for 6 consecutive months. The annual rental cost for a new rental unit has fallen nearly $100 so far under President Trump.
So across the board, house prices are going down. Rates are going down to buy homes. The only interesting part is in New York, I think rent's going to be going up under the leadership of Mamdani, who said he's going to bring it down. It will most likely be going up, and I'll tell you why in a second.
After rising more than $3,000 under Joe Biden, and many are crediting that to the president's deportation efforts to remove illegal aliens from our communities and therefore from housing that should be used for American citizens. At the grocery store, the price of eggs, dairy, cheese, fresh fruit, apples, oranges, potatoes, tomatoes, and butter have fallen since President Trump took office, and he is continuing to fight for even lower prices at the grocery store for the American consumer.
Grocery prices down, gas is down, rates are down. What's up, Jennifer? That's no surprise, exactly.
At the gas pump, fuel prices are down by almost 10% over the past year. The average national price for a gallon of regular gas is now less than $3 and is approaching $2.
By the way, Jennifer, I have a surprise today. Today I got the guy. I don't know, Jennifer, were you there when we had the Persians for Trump guy behind Donald Trump? Did you remember that?
And 70 cents in some states, and much lower than that in many states across the country as well. We've seen in several states gas is under $2 a gallon. And at the pharmacy, prescription drug prices are...
Dude, he's literally going to be on in a second, so I want to put him on. And you looked him up? Yeah, his name is Nima. He found me. So we're going to put him on live, dude, right now. So give us a sec. Once we get this going, we'll bring him on.
Are down over the past year, with even more price relief ahead for American patients, thanks to President Trump's most favored nation drug pricing deals and the great health care plan, which he is calling on Congress to pass as soon as possible. What President Trump wants Americans to understand is that this is only the start and the best is yet to come. The historic success that we have seen since he took office is just the beginning of enormous growth and opportunity that we are about to witness. And I know the president looks forward to hitting the road and being with the great people of Georgia tomorrow to talk about just this. So with that today, I know there's a lot of news. I will open it up to take your questions, and we're going to start, as always, with our new media seat, the great Michael Graham from Inside Sources.
All right, guys. So you heard it. Yes, Nikki says, that's what I voted for. President Trump, baby. Absolutely. So did we. So Jen says, did you announce this on Discord? No, I did not. I got to announce it on Discord.
Thank you for being here, Michael.
Let's put it on Discord really quick. Where are we at? Where are we at here? Am I in the right chat? Public chat. Let's go. Add everyone. There we go.
Thank you for having us, and thanks from our 200 newspaper partners around the country. So you mentioned gas. We didn't mention natural gas. And back where you live, your friends and family are paying among the highest prices for natural gas to heat their home and for electricity generation, the #1 source of power across New England. The cheap gas is in Pennsylvania. The 2 highest places to buy gas in the country, New York City and Boston. The problem is the blue states will not allow the gas to travel to produce electricity or to reach customers. When President Trump first came back in office, there was some talk, him and Governor Hochul in New York possibly reaching a deal. When will consumers in the Northeast feel relief from President Trump's energy policies, and what can he do about state objections to expansion of infrastructure? Then I have a quick follow-up.
Sure, absolutely. Well, the president has promised all Americans across the country, and in particular in the Northeast, where we do face much higher costs of electricity and of energy, unfortunately, because of the Democrat policies in the area. From the federal government's perspective, the president and the National Energy Dominance Council, Secretaries Wright and Burgum, are doing all we can when it comes to federal permitting. The drill, baby, drill agenda is obviously underway. The president has made a huge push for more fossil fuels.
Phenomenal. Drill, baby, drill, bro. Let's go. The gas prices are coming down. Energy across the nation is going down. Hugh, what's up, buddy? Good to have you.
In this country, you look at what he did last week with respect to coal. Coal truly keeps the lights on in this country. We learned that in the recent winter storms. However, there's only so much that can be done at the federal level. That's why the president has called on blue state governors to participate in this energy dominance agenda, including governors in New England and the Northeast, by contacting Governor Hochul directly to get this Constitution pipeline underway. This is not only going to bring down the cost of energy in the Northeast, it's also going to support job growth and energy affordability and more opportunity for workers in the Northeast. And I just have a quick statistic here on energy that I found fascinating, and it's obviously true because I'm saying it up here. Red states with Republican legislatures currently enjoy lower average retail electricity prices than blue states with Democrat legislatures. And that's exactly why the president is calling on all blue state governors across New England and the Northeast to get on board. Let's bring prices down for all Americans, whether they live in a red or a blue state.
So right down the
They'd rather make it worse on their own constituents than do something to help Donald Trump. That's the sad part about it.
street from your alma mater, San Antonio College, talk about building an ICE facility that's causing a lot of political agita in New Hampshire, and for the Republican governor, Kelly Ayotte. Seems to be some miscommunications argued on both sides. Even Republican supporters of Trump who live in the town say, we're not sure we want this. What's your message to the folks in New Hampshire about this proposed ICE facility?
The message is that illegal immigration, while the border is secure, is still a problem across our entire homeland. And the previous administration allowed nearly 20 million illegal aliens from countries all over the world into our country. And the president and Secretary Noem have done a phenomenal job at deporting. Nearly 3 million illegals have left the country either through deportation or self-deportation over the past year. But obviously, there are a lot more illegal alien criminals left in our homeland. That includes in New England. There are many within our communities in New Hampshire, in Maine.
There are a lot of illegal immigrants still left, and that's the major issue. That's going to be the hard part. The first part of our basically immigration problem was, or the first way we're going to tackle this is basically getting rid of people that have committed violent crimes. And then we're going to slowly move into people that are they're just here illegal, not just here illegal. They're here illegally. They didn't commit violent crimes and they got to go too. So it's unfortunate. It's going to be tough for them, but it is what it is, and that has to happen. We need to get that adjustment going.
Definitely in Massachusetts and in the
correction is what I should say. We need to get that correction going.
Boston suburbs.
We need a major correction in what has been the worst 4 years for illegal immigration in the history of our country.
Need to be arrested, detained, and deported back to their home countries. And so the president and Secretary Noem, and I know ICE, are engaged with local governors across the whole country, including in New Hampshire, to open more detention facilities. This is an unfortunate consequence of the previous administration's border invasion that the president has thankfully put a stop to. But of course, we still need to grapple with the illegal alien criminals who are here, and that requires more detention space. Thank you, Michael.
John.
Garrett.
On Iran, I'm not asking you for military secrets here, but can you
Here we go. Here's a question about Iran, bro. Let's go.
can you
You
share?
know I would be never so unwise.
Unless you want to give them. Can you share a little bit about the president's thinking on whether or not to strike Iran, who he's talking to, what information he's consuming, and why a strike might be necessary on a nuclear program he says was obliterated by the last U.S. strike?
Well, there's many reasons and arguments that one could make for a strike against Iran. The president had a very successful operation as commander-in-chief with Operation Midnight Hammer, as you know, as you just said, totally obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities. The president has always been...
Midnight Hammer, again, guys, one of the greatest names for a military operation I've ever heard in my life. Operation Midnight Hammer. My fiance loves the name of that one too. Midnight Hammer. Let's go.
Very clear, though, with respect to Iran or any country around the world, diplomacy is always his first option, and Iran would be very wise to make a deal with President Trump and with this administration. He's talking to many people. Of course, his national security team, first and foremost, and you know who the members of that team are. And this is something, obviously, the president takes seriously. He's always thinking about...
there's no negotiation with Iran, but to me, it's just basically they're just kicking they're buying time. They're buying time. We're just getting ourselves situated there in the Middle East. We're getting all of our things in place, all of our ships, all USS Gerald Ford is almost there. I think it's there now. I think it just got there, guys.
About what's in the best interest.
We're going to talk about this. We're going to bring the guest. Bro, I have my guest speaker coming on any moment. I'm going to bring him on. He is the Persians for Trump guy that you saw behind Donald Trump when Trump was having that big, huge speech that he was having. And I think it was Pennsylvania. I can't remember, but it was phenomenal. We had a great time. And we even have a new emoji for that guy that we created. And we found him. He's going to be on any moment.
Interest of
Here, I'm going to put that emoji right now.
the United States of America, of our military, of the American people, and that's how he makes decisions with respect to military action of any kind.
And on the flip side of that,
Yes, several rallies, Jennifer. You're exactly right. And actually, he showed me a video where they actually called him out on one of the rallies. It was so cool. JD Vance looked back and go, this Persians for Trump guy, he's a big, huge supporter. It was so cool.
he's got the State of the Union speech next week. If he is going to take military action, does the administration believe it's important to sort of convince the American people, sell the American people? Will we hear something about that in the State of the Union to make the case for why something like that might be necessary to risk American lives?
Look, again, I'm not going to engage in a hypothetical. Good try, Garrett, but you can't catch me there. I will say, with respect to the State of the Union, you'll be hearing more about what is to come from the president's speech very soon at the appropriate
Looking forward to the State of the Union speech from Donald Trump. That's going to be on the 24th, I believe, of this month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is the 24th. Which is it's very soon, about 8 days or so? No, even less. Is it the 24th? No. And so Amber says hi from the UK. Holy cow! What's up from the UK, dude? UK is in a lot of trouble, man. You guys need to get your country back. Unfortunately, UK has been jammed up, and it's a big mess. And after we free Iran, we're going to have to free UK. It's going to be crazy. But anyway, I think it's time.
It is going to be
I think we might bring Nima on in a second. Let me see.
a very good and powerful speech, so everyone should tune in. Ed.
Caroline, thank you. I got two questions for
Sure.
you. About Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the administration's decided to appeal a judge's ruling that in essence was trying to put the slavery displays back, arguing that the federal...
Corey, what's up, bud? Yep, Amber knows, dude. I'm exactly right. And Torge, what's up, bud? Good to have you too, bro. Good to have you too. Let's bring on Persians for Trump guy, bro. How about we do that now?
To dissemble and disassemble historical truths when it has some domain over historical facts. The judge said it does not. The administration said that you were planning to put up updated interpretive materials and provide a fuller account of the history of slavery at Independence Hall. What more was the administration, or is the administration...
What's going on with dude's head?
...planning to add?
Must be like a birthmark.
I'm not familiar with this specific instance, Ed, to be honest with you, but I will check in with the appropriate people who are overseeing this, and we'll get you a more firm answer.
One other question. Then yesterday in his statement about Jesse Jackson, the president said, despite the fact that I'm falsely and consistently called a racist by the scoundrels and lunatics on the radical left, Democrats all, it was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. Where or when does the president believe he's been falsely called racist?
You're kidding, right?
No.
I will pull you plethora of examples. I'm going to get my team in that room to start going through the internet of radical Democrats throughout the years, Ed, who have accused this president falsely of being a racist. And I'm sure there's many people in this room and on...
He's been accused of being a racist ever since the beginning of time, ladies and gentlemen. And let me see if I can get... I think we got Persians for Trump on here soon. Let me see here, guys. One second. Go to a different screen. Hello, bro. Are you there?
Hello, Medi John.
Damn, bro. Check it out, guys. Check it out. I got
Right
the
there,
Persians for Trump guy, bro. I can't believe it. How did you find me, bro? I was looking for you this whole time.
So it's funny. The thing is that I was just like looking at different videos from you because I looked it up on somebody's Instagram account, and I was behind President Trump at the rally in Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. And suddenly I saw that you had like a YouTube account, and I was like scrolling down on the YouTube, and suddenly the next thing I'll see is like the same video, but like a longer version of it. Then
Yeah.
suddenly I see you like call me out, hey, it's a Persians for Trump guy. And I'm like, dude, I need to hit this guy up and get in touch ASAP.
I'm so glad you did, bro. Bro, honestly, first of all, thank you for being out there supporting, bro. You are the man. You've been supporting Persians for Trump for I don't know how long, bro. We've been seeing you on those rallies, dude. Look at you. You're freaking.
Of course you have. Of course you have, brother. Of course. I'm fucking honored to be here right now.
Hell yeah.
God bless America, and Iran will be free once again.
Hell yeah, bro. Dude, I'm so happy I found you. You have no idea how much fun we had together on the live stream while we were watching you behind Trump in Pennsylvania. And Trump was giving one of his most amazing, you know, Trump, bro, he'll say anything, anytime, you never know. And he was having one of those, honestly, one of his best kind of talks that he was having. And you're back there, yeah, just yelling.
Oh yeah, that freaking energy. Send her back. Send her back. I remember all that. I remember all that. Or
Wow.
Elon Omar with a little shing, a little turban.
Shing.
Comes in his number, bitch. Then I started laughing. like my mouth was opening like a fucking plane hanger. Like I was about to swallow a fucking plane.
Dude, were you having the time of your life? Like, how fun is that for you to be out there?
Like what you said, was I having the time of my life? That was like a fucking understatement. That was like, despite all the other rallies where I was behind JD Vance and shit, I was in the Hill, I was in the New York Post. That's when I went freaking viral around the world. And I bet you viewers in Iran right now can see my video. People in Munich, people are in Toronto, people all across the fucking globe know who I am now. And now this
100%.
shirt, instead of freaking being sold on one website like when I brought it, now it's on like 50 different websites. So, hey, you guys, if you look up the shirt Persians for Trump apparel and shit, they now sell Christmas ornaments, they sell posters, they sell coffee mugs, and they sell my shirt in every freaking color you can think of.
Bro, you made them famous, bro. Like, you literally put them on the map with that. I don't even know. So
of course, it's my freaking job.
How do you get back behind that area and behind Trump?
Well, I mean, it's a process. It's just like usually a matter of like networking and who you know within the campaign and stuff and who you talk to. Just, right place, right time, right people.
So you're like networking and getting to know people and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. Like I've been to like a handful or a shit ton of Trump rallies in the past. So like I'm very familiar with the program and like how it works, how to get there super early and shit, make yourself known. And once they know you, the more they trust you, the more you have access to become famous and get on TV.
You come across as a military guy. Have you been in the military?
Yes, I am. I'm actually active duty United States Navy. I'm a CB. They say, CBs can't do.
Bro, thank you for your service, man.
Absolutely. God bless America.
Bro. Love that.
Hey, like considering the fact that my parents and family faced so much oppression and stuff back in Iran and like coming here like with nothing and basically like living the story of like the American dream, I definitely wanted to give back to the wonderful and beautiful nation that gave opportunities to my parents and my fellow countrymen.
Right on, man. That is phenomenal. You're doing a great job, and we're seeing you, man. You're all over the internet. Obviously, right there, all over Trump's rallies, and man, all over my account, bro. Because I was in love when I saw that. I was like, dude, this guy is the man. I gotta bring him on the show. I gotta have him on, and I'm gonna bring you on. This is just the first time, so we'll bring you on more and more, and get to know you, bro. We had such a good time, and I got the chat here. They're loving it. They're saying hello to you. They're saying we're cousins, and they're saying hello, Patriots, and everything. So we made emojis of you, bro. That's what I just read the chat. We literally made an emoji of your face, your mouth. You were saying like like so happy behind it, just like that, bro. Let me put the emoji
just like that.
Right now.
That's right.
Let me put the emoji because I have literally on my account, I have a membership account on YouTube that people can join. And when you do join, you can use these emojis. And we made the emoji, that your face, an actual emoji. And it's the best thing because when we're wilding out, we're having like, we'll just post your face with that huge smile. And it brings us back, bro. So thank you for that.
Of course, anytime.
Dude, so you're Persian and you're Persians for Trump, and you are basically on my side of politics and geopolitics. And right now we got Iran. Hopefully, is going to be freed very soon. What kind of thought? What are your thoughts on that, man?
All right, so like I watched many different like podcasts and shit about like the current situation happening in that region, especially like involving Iran. And with the amount of like military assets they're sending out there with like two like giant aircraft carriers in that region and all these like fighter jets and stuff, fighter
Yep.
planes, refueling aircraft and stuff, it would be ridiculous for them to just like use that as a threat just to like get through the talks, then send them back because that would cost the government like billions and billions of dollars just to do that.
Yeah.
So the amount of money that they have already spent like sending all those assets to that region, before you know it, like it's not if there's a strike, it's when, because there will be a strike for sure.
Yeah.
Which like I mean my prediction, I mean I could be wrong, but like I would say like a strike is definitely going to happen within the next like 14 to 30 days if I were to give a prediction.
I think it'd probably be sooner than that. My
Oh yeah,
guess
no,
is
I would always hope sooner. The sooner the better. But
sooner the better. Yeah, we have a lot of people, bro, that will be like, oh, it should be America first, and why are we out there doing anything out there? Forget about the Middle East. And then I have to remind them that, bro, if you take out the Islamic regime, the one that's paying for and creating all these terrorist groups around the country, around the world, it will be better for not only the world but for America. People don't remember or love to forget that the Islamic regime has a hit out on Donald Trump and has successfully taken out people on U.S. soil. I'm sure you're aware of that.
oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm well aware of that. Even like the way like there's like sleeper cells and one. Believe it or not, like the daughter of the Iranian vicious leader Larijani, she was a professor at one of our universities. Then there was another lady at a University of Arkansas who was teaching, spreading
Yep.
this like anti-American propaganda and shit.
Yep.
And like if we don't like wake the hell up, they are slowly like infiltrating our country through like school systems, through like colleges, through like private networks and stuff. And that's why like I feel like once people are now starting to like realize the threat even more, I feel like that's when we're starting to like contain them and like know who they really are. And I personally believe like Laurie Johnny's daughter, who was teaching at one of our universities, like whoever hired her also needs to be under investigation.
Well,
Because
yeah,
that's just like unacceptable.
I 100% agree, and I think the FBI went through and said that anybody that is in the government of Iran, the Islamic regime, or their children or their family members, they are now kind of green lighted to be deported. And I think that person you're talking about, she wears like the full hijab thing and stuff like that.
Hijab, yeah, she does.
Yeah, I think she's gone, bro. I think she got fired from that university that she was.
She did,
teaching
and
at.
I'm glad. And I'm saying like she should have never even been hired in the first place. And whoever hired her, like I said, they need to be placed under investigation and held accountable to the fullest
100%,
extent.
100%,
And like
bro.
whatever, like I know like all these like organizations like NIAC, National Iranian American Council, are going to try to defend her. Oh, she's pure, she's just innocent. This racism, this bigotry, and whatnot. But National Iranian American Council, NIAC, they are not a true representation of the Iranian Persian community.
Right.
They are a network for the Islamic regime.
Definitely. We got. Did you mention CAIRS or CAIR? CAIR?
I did
Have you
not
heard of
mention that yet, but that is also a terrorist organization in my eyes.
100%. And they're right here on our soil, bro. And they're acting like there's some kind of like a nonprofit organization, or they might even be an NGO, a non-government organization. I'm not sure, but they are definitely, not good for America and not good for the Western civilization, any Western country for that matter. Just so you know, we just went live on Instagram where there's a lot of Persians and they are all saying hello. They are loving us. They're loving you, bro. Nednaz and Madi and what's up, Pat, and all these guys, dude. Look at these guys. Hell yeah. Good to
سلام
have
همگی،
everybody.
من خوشحال شدم، دمتون گرم. من نیما هستم.
Guys, this is Nima. This is Persians for Trump. If you guys ever seen him, he goes to the Trump rallies. If you see Trump, he's behind Trump. in the rally going, yeah, yeah. And he's yelling and screaming. So, and you'll never miss him because he has the big, huge Persians for Trump hat and sweater
Yes.
if it's cold, or a shirt. So
Right
he
there, you
is,
see that? It
yeah,
says, you see what that says?
I can, Persian is excursion. Hell yeah,
Persian
I see it.
excursion. That's right. That's the one and only. One and only. You can never clone me.
I love that, baby, dude. That is so awesome. All these guys are saying hello to you, and they're loving you, man. They're saying hi, Nima, and you can't see it. These guys are saying Miga, make Iran great again. Thank you, guys. Ziba, thank you so much. And
Merci, Ziba, John.
yeah, bro. So I'm really glad. I can't believe I'm still blown away that I was able to find you. I was like, dude, this guy's on the other side of the country. How the hell am I going to find this guy? But I'm so glad you tuned in and you're able to find me and get connected, bro. We got to have you on some more. But I'm so glad. What I'm really glad is that you are so patriotic, not just for our country, America, but you're also patriotic for what our blood is that's Iranian. And that's something that I'm really proud of, bro. And you're one of the people, and it's people like you that make me proud to call myself Iranian. I'm American. I'm born and raised here. I'm American first, but my ethnicity, I'm the descendant of Iranians, and you're the type of person that makes me proud, bro. To be basically what I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
So
I feel like honored to be here. Like you don't know how blessed I feel right now. And there's just I never expected this even. And the fact that like we're like both Persians, and we're really like showing everybody and showing the world like how much Persian people love America. We love Israel. We're very one of the most patriotic people and stuff. We were a great nation at once that was, conquered by Islam, and it was the politics and propaganda that divided us. But like now we're really making ourselves known again. And the fact that who we're descendants of right here, you know who that is, right?
yes, sir. That is
That's
it,
King
bro.
Cyrus right there. Cyrus the Great.
The one and only, baby. They,
The one
People
and
don't
only.
understand. People get confused about this whole thing of Iranians and Jews. And they, right now you have Islam. In my opinion, you have Islam that has made a lot of people mad at Jews for no reason. And some of them have some reasons, and they have their explanations for them. And it's very one-sided. But they don't understand the link between Persians and Jews, and they don't understand how far back that goes. The rhetoric that's being put out right now by the left and by the Muslims is a very recent rhetoric that is, something that has to do with what they are believing in these times. But our link between Persians and Jews goes back thousands of years, bro. So
Oh yeah, thousands and thousands. I agree.
people don't get that part about it, and people don't understand that Persians and Jews lived with each other, and so actually King Cyrus, the person that you have on your arm, can you show us that tattoo one more time?
Absolutely.
So that guy that he has on his arm was the king of Persia, the Persian Empire, and that dude right there on his arm is the guy that freed. Was it him? It was one of the kings. They freed
It was
Jews.
King Cyrus, the
It
one
was
who
King
freed
Cyrus?
the Jews from captivity.
Yeah, so it was King Cyrus. He freed Jews from captivity, from being slaves. He not only freed them, he spent the next 5 to, I believe, 10 years rebuilding their religious kind of centers that they had that got destroyed in wars. So it was something where we did live together, we grew together, and we enjoyed prosperity together, and we enjoyed like really good, proper, progressive civilization together. I believe that's what kind of created what we now call the West in a way. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, maybe is King Cyrus, was it, that created the first human rights or Bill of Rights? Is that right?
Honestly,
He
like I don't
created
know.
this. They were the ones that created basically like proper human rights. And I got to look it up, but I don't want to say something that I'm not definitely for sure. I'm sure people in the chats are going to tell me about it. But let's go back to the chat. So Medi, I remember pointing out you had a double. You have to do a double point. You have to do a double take. Yes, you're right. Eric is the one that pointed it out. He's like, this guy in the chat saying he's the one that pointed you out in the Trump rally, and I had to look twice and say, oh shit, that's him, bro. That's awesome. But
Hey, what's up, Eric? Thank you so much for doing that.
yeah, dude, hell yeah. Riz says, are they both Persian? Yes, we're both Persian, bro. We're both Iranian. Were you born here?
I was.
You were also born here. So we're both.
But I visited Iran when I was younger.
Same here. I did too. When I was younger, I visited Iran. I'm born and raised in Southern California. We're both American and we're descendants of Iranians. And we're both Trump supporters. We're both, leaning to the right. This is your right. I guess this would be your right. So we're both leaning to the right, and it's really cool to see both of us aligned in that way. So I really like that. I really enjoy that. And I'm gonna say another thing. Have you noticed, bro, that so ever since this conflict happened with Iran, I realized that there were Democrats that did not like President Trump, Democrat Persians, Iranian Democrats that did not like President Trump. And now that President Trump is standing up for Iranians' rights and the Iranian people, they're now changing their tune and they're now coming aboard and they're liking our president. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely. That's definitely like eventually like everybody at some point has to wake up, and like and realize the truth. Because like they say, truth always disrupts propaganda. And like, fake news, CNN, they'll and like MSNBC, The View, whatever, they will all these like liberal leftist outlets, they'll do anything to like make Trump look like the bad guy, regardless of like how right he is. Like they will do everything to make him look like he's wrong. Like one example of like how they even attack President Trump as far as like deportation, like immigration. Let me give you an example. So like CNN is like 400 Iranians are getting arrested and deported by ICE, whatever. And I'm like, first of all, you say 400 Iranians are getting deported and arrested by ICE. How many Iranians do you think live in the United States? Like over 2 million, right? At least.
Yep.
3 million, rough number.
I would say
and I'm like,
rough number. Probably
when I did the math,
a little bit less, but yeah.
Yeah. But when I did the math, I was like 400 of them being arrested and deported. That's not even like 1/10 of 1%. Like,
Yeah.
in those like 400 getting arrested, I guarantee you there's something much deeper to the story. I guarantee you that they have some.
Is. Well,
Exactly.
In the first wave of deportations, that they're going after illegals that have committed crimes and typically violent crimes. So those 400 Persians, those initial 400 Persians, probably got deported because they were here illegally, and they also decided they want to do something bad. So and they said, you know what, we're not having that. You're out, and I'm okay with that. And
Exactly.
And I'm okay with calling out Persians and Iranians that act a fool.
Absolutely. I'm 1,000% on the same page as you, brother.
Yeah.
1,000%.
That's one problem that I have with Muslims. Muslims will not call out other Muslims that act a fool. And so that makes us feel like they feel like that's what Muslims are. Because if you're Muslim and you see another Muslim doing something that they shouldn't be doing, that's illegal, that's against the law, that's a violent crime, or that is whatever the case is, and you don't call it out, you just let them do it, and you just think, oh, nothing of it, then you make us all feel like that's what Islam is. And so, you should, in my opinion, you should be calling out your fellow Muslims that are doing bad shit, and they don't. Muslims don't ever. Do you ever see any Muslims ever call each other out?
Never.
Almost
and like
never.
As a Persian for Trump, Iranian American myself, if I ever see an Iranian American at a free Iran rally wearing a Palestine flag, I will immediately call them out. If I see them being rude and disrespectful towards police or law enforcement, I will immediately call them out in front of everybody. Because I'm like, hey man, we're Persian, we're not Arab. We don't do that shit as Persians, man. We give full respect to law enforcement.
Yep.
We respect people's properties. We
Yep.
pick up and clean up after ourselves, and we're not going to
Yep.
light any fucking shit on fire, man. Because there's a way to get our fucking message across. I mean, please excuse my language, but like
No,
without
do it.
hurting other people and destroying other people's property and shit.
100%, bro. I can't agree with you more. And you guys see, I'm sure you saw it because I saw it in the rallies. Persians are literally walking around with that little stick pickup thing and they're picking up trash after themselves. They're cleaning up after themselves. They're putting flowers on the police vehicles. They're handing flowers to police officers. They're hugging. Dude, I'm not kidding you. We're literally hugging police officers saying thank you. Because you know why? Because we're here to live and be part of this society, to be part of what United States has created, what America has been, what has become. We want to be part of this. We don't want to come here and change it to make it something it's not, or that something that is like from another country. No, we're here because it's an amazing country. I'm born here. You and I are born here, but a lot of the immigrants are here because they want a better life. They like the fact that America is the way that it is. They don't want to change it, bro. We're not like Muslims that we want to make this Sharia and dogs are dirty and don't bring your dogs outside around my town and I'm going to go put the prayer out in the middle of the city and all that kind of stuff. And marry, and the fact that you can marry your cousins and you can marry 9-year-old girls and all this weird stuff, bro. None of that makes any sense here, and it doesn't belong here, in my opinion.
Absolutely not. And like that shit needs to be like banned permanently from the United States. That's like it's like, to tell you the truth, it's a freaking cancer to our country.
It really
Like
is,
people
bro.
like I'm like
They're-
when a lot of Iranians came here after the revolution, like all they were looking for was like a better life. Like people like I feel like politics like after like 47 years, ever since the revolution in Iran up until now, I feel there's definitely like a shift in society, but as well as like a shift in like identity, culture, and politics as well amongst the Iranian community, as far as even like what party they side with, who they support, who they don't support. Because I feel like a lot of us, like, I mean, before like Trump ran for president, honestly, like I wasn't really a Democrat or a Republican. Like I did not like the Clintons, I did not like the Bushes, I did not like the Obamas, like none of them, because I felt they were all like corrupt, and I just couldn't trust any of them. But like I feel that like when Trump came, he definitely gave me like a new like shift or like perspective on politics and stuff. And like he just like you said, he just talks like me and you, like a regular person. And like
Yep.
he's not afraid to just like be brash and like freaking tell it like it is. And he doesn't care like, what people think of him or how people react. Like if he has to say it, if it's true, it's true. So like he just goes up there
Absolutely.
and
And that's one of you hit on one of the things that we love most about Trump is that we know what he's thinking because he's not afraid to say it how it is or how he feels, how he's thinking. He just says it. And sometimes he says things that are to his detriment, but he says it anyway. And we love him for that because now we know what he feels in his mind. Whereas other presidents forever got up and would talk about would give speeches and give rallies and give talks, and it was robotic. It was very cut and dry. It was scripted. Trump, he'll say what he wants, when he wants, how he wants. He doesn't care who he pisses off. But in that process, he's being himself, and we are relating to him because he sounds like a normal guy. He sounds like you and I. So he's relatable, and we like that. And not only is he relatable, but it goes back to what I said is we know what is on his mind. We know what he's thinking. That's a big thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Like always when you know what he's thinking and stuff and what he's gonna say, and like it's just like the excitement and energy you feel when you're actually like at a Trump rally. It's just like from a different planet. Like
I'm
that energy is literally from a different planet. Like you could tell. Like I'm sure. Like even like it's not as good as being there in person, but like when you saw me on TV, like you could just see the excitement, right?
Oh, we were having the time of our lives on live watching the rally that you were at. And that's why I was about to say, I'm jealous that you were able to go to his rallies. I would love to go to one of his rallies one day. I haven't been able to make it out to one yet, but I bet that was such a good time, bro. But dude,
It was great.
I'm so glad to have you on, bro. I just wanted to bring you on and introduce everyone to you and have you say hello. And I can't wait to bring you on even more. This has been a great live stream, bro. Thank you so much for coming on. Dude, you are incredible. Thank you for supporting Persians. Thank you for supporting America. Thank you for, supporting the right thing, common sense, and thank you for, I'm so glad you networked and you got out there and you got yourself into those places where you could stand behind Trump and we could all see you, because if it wasn't for that, bro, we wouldn't have known. So good job,
Absolutely, and
man.
I got the message across. Like everything happens for a reason. I'm glad like I made myself known. I can't wait to like be on this live stream even more and get to like associate with all these fellow American patriots from all across the United States, all across all around the world, and with my fellow Persians for Trump, Iranian American community. So
Phenomenal, bro. You're awesome. Thank you again, dude. You are the
thank you.
man.
It's my
I'm gonna
pleasure.
bring you on a lot more so we can have you give us your feedback and all that. And of course, I have a huge Iranian following as well that very much will love to see you again. So, dude, thank you.
Absolutely, it is
Thank
my
you so
honor.
much, and have a good day, bro. We'll see you soon.
Damatum garam hamagi.
دمت گرم جاوید شاه پاینده ایران.
Javid Shah. Javid Shah.
See you. Wow, guys, that was so cool. So cool. It was a while, man. Oh my God. I missed the chat. Sorry, guys. Oh my God. Would never be they said Trump would never be president. Kosovaret. We got some guys talking shit. Let's see. Masturbate. You masturbate. What is this? Roya says, hi, Nima. Roya, Nima just got off. He's going to be on. I'm going to bring a clip of him on Instagram as well, and we'll get him going. Fatima says, honestly, once Iran is free, at that time, the entire world will see what true Iranians are. I can't wait for this to be over with so we can all go back. Grateful to what this country has done for, and then it got cut off. Yeah, I'm excited to I'm excited for Iranians to be free, for all of Iran to be free, and I'm excited for the world to see what it's like to have that whole country become free from this tyrannical Islamic government. And what I mean by that is you're going to have a lot of people that were oppressed, that are very smart, that are very talented and skilled, have a massive heart and love for art and singing and dancing and all of those wonderful things. They're wonderful designers. They're wonderful architects. And there's going to be a lot of greatness that comes out of that. And it's going to be a wonderful place for people to vacate and go and enjoy life. It's a beautiful place. And another thing that for the Americans, for United States, for Americans, one thing Americans don't realize, and they won't realize until we actually get to that point where Iran is free, is this: Iranians Iranians love America and love Americans. Iranians are the most Western people of that entire region. We hate being oppressed by Islam. The people in Iran hate being oppressed by an archaic religion. And that religion that has been oppressing them, and that Sharia law that they've been living under, has been a complete nightmare and has been oppressing them to the point where their greatness has had a lid on it. And once that lid comes off, we're going to see that greatness come out, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. And Persians, Americans will see how much the Persians love them, how much the Persians want to live side by side with Americans and the rest of the world. And it's just going to be a wonderful feeling. And one of the biggest things that's going to come out of it is obvious. It's a very obvious thing. It's the fact that terrorism is going to be, we're cutting the head off of terrorism. So, you know, I don't have to say this. You guys all know this, but I'm going to say it again. The Islamic regime of Iran, the government of Iran, has been funding, they've been funding and creating terrorists around the world. And so once they're gone, it's going to be very, very, very tough for terrorists to grow or for terrorists to be around because we're also living in a time where people are sick of Islam. People are sick and tired of this so-called Muslim Brotherhood and these terrorists that are popping up, that have been popping up for decades now. And we're over it. We're absolutely over it. And this Islam is the major, I guess, spearhead in a way for terrorism. They've been creating it. They've been perpetuating it. They've been destroying countries over it. They've been quietly infiltrating countries with the agenda to take over. It's in their Quran. In their Quran, it tells them that they should take over. That Islam should take over the world, and Sharia should be the law of the planet, and that's really what it is. Genuine Joy says Iran and Israel. Yes, Iran and Israel. Again, guys, people don't understand the history between Iranians and Jews. They don't, Israelis. They don't understand that it's a very long history. It's not like Persians woke up yesterday and were like, oh yeah, we like Jews because Netanyahu said he wants to help us. No, Persians have been cool with Jews since the beginning of time. This is not like something we just woke up yesterday and decided that's what we want to be like. No, it's not. However, this hatred for Jews is a very new thing. Okay. Cyrus the Great helped. Yep. Han says, Medi, we build, we fight is his unit motto. CBs are elite expeditionary combat forces. He's a tough guy. Who are you talking about, Hans? Let me go back. I missed this. You were sick of your traitors, houseboy Stevens acting like you're going to be favored. Somebody's mad, I think, about Israel and Nazis. It went nuts. Went nuts. We are infidels and they want to kill us. Yes, that is true. Muslims consider us, non-Muslims, to be infidels, and they should either convert us or kill us. And God forbid you were a Muslim that decided you don't want to be a Muslim anymore, because then you're the first on the chopping block. Yeah. Han says, big boss, white people. Yeah. I didn't see that. Jews are literally not welcome. Thomas says, Jews are literally not welcome in any country but the U.S. They are a foul bunch who think the world is a promise. No, you have it wrong, bro. Thomas, you've been brainwashed, bro. You've been brainwashed. Christians, if you've been alive in the last, I don't know, if your eyes have been open, they have not been doing what Muslims have been doing. Muslims are the terrorists. Eric says, can you be gay in Iran? No, not openly. Yeah, so let's see what else we got here. I'm going through some chats here, Oh, I got someone that's telling me that I'm wrong about what I said about the Quran. Well, people love to, especially Muslims. You're going to learn. Muslims love to interpret the Quran the way they want to interpret it. But one thing is very clear. A lot of people call themselves Muslim. They don't follow Islam. In their book, it says specifically if someone is Muslim and they convert out of Islam, that all Muslims should kill them. And that's in the Quran. That's not really up for debate. That's a very specific. They use very specific words when they said that. So those of you that are trying to say that I misquoted the Quran, maybe you should look at how your preacher or whatever you call him interprets your Quran for you, because they're obviously trying to help you, not be upset with Islam, because if they tell you what Islam really is, half of you will be like, what? And a lot of you would actually still like it. But that's what it is. A lot of Muslims will interpret it the wrong way. Yeah, Nima Yamini. No, that's a different Nima. This is not Nima Yamini. It's a different guy. Yeah. Rohafza says Iranians have started mass protests in Isfahan. Huge crowd. Okay, so maybe I should go look at what's going on online, guys. You guys want to see what's happening? Half Muslim, yeah. A lot of people say Jennifer, a lot of people say they're Muslim. But if you ask them, do you feel the urge to kill people that have converted away from Islam? They'll say no, obviously. And then that's when you got to remind them that, well, if that's the case, then you're not Muslim. And by the way, Muslim is something that is an absolute type of a thing. Oh, this guy says again, not in the Quran. Cite the verse. I think it's either like it's chapter 9 verse 5 or chapter 5 verse 9. It's one of those. You can look it up yourself, and ask your clerics, your Muslim clerics, to educate you better if you don't know, so you can learn. You consider yourself a Muslim, you should understand what your book says, and don't just blindly run around believing whatever your clerics tell you. What else we got? I'm Iranian, love and I have respect for Israel. Ebrahim Salari says, I'm Iranian and love and I respect for Israeli. We all do, man. We respect all humans, bro. Any people, unless you're doing some dumb shit. It doesn't make sense to hate people blindly just because some people told you that, I don't know, something that you don't like to hear. After Iran regime change, there won't be any Islam in Iran. Unfortunately, there will be. But we're going to be very upset with, we're not going to be happy with Islam in Iran, because Islam destroyed Iran. Specifically, whatever that Islam is that they call themselves, Shia or Sunni, or I don't know, whatever they are. Whatever it is. One second, guys. Okay. Let's do some, let me see if I can find this verse for this person about the Quran. Is it 9:5, Surah 9:5? Is that what it is? Let's see here. I'm looking up do you guys, I'm looking it up here. Okay, so I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna keep looking it up. I think it was what I just said. Was it 9.5? 9.5, I believe. The sword verse. Patrick says, "Don't worry. If you randomly open any pages of the Quran, you'll find shit." Oh man! All right, so
network television across the country who have accused him of the same.
I'll look it up and I'll find it. Let me see here. Actually, I think it is 9.5. Yeah, it is 9.5. Yeah, it says to use lethal force, people that violate, and yeah, I was right. It was 9.5. It is 9.5. God, bro, that's the problem, bro. You have people that are losers. They don't understand, and they want to interpret the way they want to. It's just like talking to people that are Democrats that are illegal, that are allergic to facts. It's the same thing, bro. Talking to Muslims is the same thing like talking to people on the left, like far lefties that are illegal, that are allergic to facts. That's what it's like. And it honestly drains your energy, and that's why like at some point I have to disconnect, because you just end up draining your energy trying to tell people facts, and you're like, dude, this is the fact, and like, no, that's not true. You're like, these are literally the facts. You're like, no, that's not true. So anyway, I'm going to also look at something. Let's look at Iran.
Air Force nonsense. We are also getting updates from the Americans. The US President, Donald J. Trump, has sent a massive warning to Prime Minister Starmer on the threat from the...
I didn't say you're far left. I said you're like people that are from the far left. Dealing with people like you that are lost into Islam is like talking to people that are lost into being far left. You guys are allergic to facts, and when we tell you something that is a plain fact, you want to deny it and act like it didn't happen or it's not true. And that's just the thing. It's exhausting, and honestly, after explaining it to you guys and giving the exact verses and giving all the exact details every time, and you guys just still deny them, it gets tiring, bro. It gets exhausting over time. So it's all good, man. You interpret it how you want to interpret it, but we're seeing the actions of people that are Muslim around the world, and we're not liking it. It's not cool.
Islamic Republic.
And we have problem with other Muslims that don't call out the Muslims that are doing the wrong things. So that's one of the other big parts about people that are Muslim is you never see. I almost never have seen a single Muslim call out other Muslims that are doing bad shit. You guys ever notice that? Almost never do they call themselves out. You know, so that's a problem. That's a problem. You should be calling out other Muslims that do bad shit. And you need to be real with yourself about Islam. It's a disaster, and you know it is, and you just want to keep, you're just lost into it. So there's nothing to tell you.
Public saying that the IRGC are unstable and dangerous, and they would be hitting the United Kingdom as well as other friendly countries. This would the US President Donald J. Trump has sent a massive warning to Prime Minister Starmer on the threat from the Islamic Republic, saying that the IRGC are unstable and dangerous, and they would be hitting the United Kingdom as well as other friendly countries.
So you guys just hear that, right? So Trump has come out and said that the Islamic Republic is making threats, and they are making threats. Obviously, they've done it about Israel and America already. They've already shown Trump with the noose around his neck and all that kind of stuff. So they've also showed videos, AI videos of them bombing our aircraft carriers and sinking them, specifically Abraham Lincoln, USS Abraham Lincoln. Now they are threatening other countries. So in this case, specifically the UK. So let's keep listening.
This is the whole row around the Chagos Islands, of course. We're going to cover that as well. And people in Iran are still out on the streets for the third night in a row. And of course, the IRGC forces have now decided to issue a notice of war and of course alert the emergency services, as well as the Israelis have also done the same thing. So we're going to give you guys all the update first. Let's go to the video from Najaf Abad, where people were still out tonight chanting, for every person that's killed, 1,000 of us will stand behind him. Let's go. Look at the crowd.
Crazy. The crowds are back in the streets in Iran. I'm telling you that okay, I've already said this. The government of Iran, the Islamic regime, is already crumbling from the inside. And now the innocent Iranian people of Iran are putting more pressure from the outside. And this combo by itself will mean the fall of the regime without intervention, without America or Israel. They might end up just doing it on themselves. And in the chat here, someone says, stop IRGC now, free Iran from IRGC. Thank you, Mish. Appreciate it. Gaith says, your blind eye to what Israel is doing is unbecoming of you. My blind eye. Your blind eye to what Palestinians have been doing to Israel is unbecoming of you. Dumbass. And then Nednaz says, Gaith, please don't make this about Islam. Thank you. Your people killed in real, people are being killed in real, yeah. Right now, this is, yeah, we want Islam out, bro. So you can go enjoy your Islam and your, four walls of your house, bro. Please leave us alone. We don't want Islam.
Insane.
What's up, Boo Boo Boss? Good to have you. Joshua, what's up, bud? So just so you guys know, all these people that you're seeing yelling in the streets of Iran, these people are yelling, if they kill one person, 1,000 of us will rise in their place.
Now, we will discuss the NOTAM that's been issued, or the Notice to Missions. It used to be called Airmen, but it's now Air Mission, whatever, because there will be some consequences, because the Chinese Communist Party may have angered the Islamic leadership of Iran. The Islamic Republic President Pezeshkian is not too happy with Winnie the Pooh in Beijing. But over the last few hours, the authorities across the country in Iran decided to deploy more armed forces and vehicles across major cities, including Mashhad. I'm going to show you the video from the second largest city. This is what people on the ground filmed. As you can see, every corner, you got the IRGC military with their obviously vehicles and everything else. They're all armed.
So what he's showing you guys is there's literally checkpoints in Iran that they have in place so that they can check you and see, do you have the flag with the lion on it? Because everyone knows now the Iranian flag, there's two versions. There's the one that has the word Allah on it, which is made by this Islamic regime. They changed it to the thing that says Allah or some shit on it. And then the original one had a lion with the sun. And so they're checking to see, do you have a lion and sun flag on you, in you, on the car, in your phone? They have you unlock your phone. They want to check your text messages, see who you're messaging. What are you saying? Do you have social media? Are you following people like me in America? Are you following people like Medi? Like and like, are you commenting on his posts? And what are you saying? And so they're watching people very closely. They literally have checkpoints. So here in America, in Southern California, we have checkpoints to see, they're DUI checkpoints. They have checkpoints to see, are you like commenting on social media checkpoints? It's pretty gnarly.
And this is not.
Oh, and Dahlia says, dude doesn't understand the connection between IRGC and Hamas. Correct. Those of you that don't know, everyone knows Hamas is the terrorist group that is in Palestine, which is pretty much Palestine. All Palestinians in what you call Palestine consider themselves directly or indirectly or somehow, they're like Hamas. If they're not, what are they doing there? What are you doing in that country if you're not Hamas? What are you doing? You want to continue fighting wars that you can't win? That you've lost every war? What are you doing over there? Do you guys know that 60% of the country of Jordan are Palestinians? Palestinians literally have their own country called Jordan. 60% of an entire country of Jordan are Palestinians that left Palestine. They're all Palestinian. They have their own country. It's called Jordan. Jordan is one vote away from renaming itself to Palestine. Think about that. So that's what they should do, in my opinion. The people that are smart, the people that, you know, if you're Palestinian and you have half a brain, you left that place called the West Bank and that whole Gaza and all that stuff. You left it because you know there are the wars that are being fought are there's no winning. No Arab, Palestinian, Hamas is ever going to win any war in there. Ever. It'll never happen. The only thing they have going for them is being a martyr and getting 72 virgins, which is basically they want to have a brothel in heaven. And this is what Muslims' dream is. Muslims' dream is to get 72 virgins and live in a brothel when they go to their heaven. Yeah, Gaith, why don't you? Is that also what you're going to get? Are you going to heaven? You're going to get 72 virgins in your brothel? Is that what you're going to get? That's not their homeland. Don't kid yourself, bro. And we've had enough of this whole thing of stolen land and all this kind of stuff. Land is land. It gets conquered every so often by different people, and borders change. That's how it goes. Deal with it. You lost a war. Give up whatever you lost. Move on. If you can't win, move on. It's over. You lost the wars. You lost the land. You lost your right to the land. We gave you a chance to have the land. Someone else gave you the chance to have that land. You said, here, do whatever you want. Create your own government. And you couldn't even do that right. You turned yourselves into a terrorist organization called Hamas. And you've been terrorizing the world ever since. And everyone's had enough. Let's be honest about that. So you sit here fighting endless wars that you never win. The whole world is stolen land by someone at some point in history if you go back far enough. So that whole thing of stolen land, that was their land, that was this, that was this, that was that. Keyword is was. It's all done. Where I'm sitting right now in California was something else. And before they had it, it was someone else's. And before they had it, it belonged to someone else. And we can go on and on and on to the beginning of bacteria, who owned this before all of us. So if anything, we have to give up all of our land to bacteria. And then we can even go back further than that. So this whole thing that people like to talk about, it's Palestinian, it was their land, it's their land, it was their land. It doesn't matter. You grow some nuts, Learn how to live in a reality. And if you tried winning wars and fighting wars and doing all this stuff to get your land or do whatever you want to do, and you failed miserably, and you keep failing miserably, and the last chance ditch effort that you did on October 7th was to go after civilians, mothers and children, and it's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace to yourself with that. What a disgrace you did. Last chance to fight yet another war. You went out to go after babies and children and mothers and fathers and people going to work. Or not even, they weren't even going to work. They were on a holiday, on a Jewish holiday, just went out and massacred them. It is the definition of losers. You are the definition of a loser. You are the literal definition of a loser. And this person is coming back and saying, so it's okay to conquer other people's land as long as you win? No, it's okay to conquer. That's how this world works. Conquerors, winners, that's what happened. Winners win, losers lose, and we move on, and our people become better for it. That's survival of the fittest. That's how that works. That's how the whole world has worked. All the maps that are drawn out right now were different before, and they were different before that, and they were different before that. And if you really want to go back in time, all of you in the Middle East need to give up your land to Persians, because it was all the Persian Empire. So actually, you know what? You're on stolen land. And why am I on this screen? I need to be on a bigger screen, bro. Why am I doing this? Let me do this to myself. There we go. You're on stolen land. That was all the Persian Empire before all of you guys named it whatever you did. And of course, obviously, I don't care. I'm just making the argument. Yeah. So he says, it says, so it's all good as long as you win. That's what you're saying. Of course, winners always reap the benefits of winning. That's how it goes. Winners reap the benefits of winning. And people that win, they get either the land, the money, the resources, the education, the books, the history. They win everything, and they do with it what they want. And that's how this whole world has worked. Just because you lost your balls, and now you want to be have your beta, just because you're a beta, and you don't understand how the world works anymore, doesn't mean all of us have to bend the knee to you. You lost. You continue losing. Palestinians are fighting a fight they know they'll lose, and it's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. You need to stop it. Stop putting your people in the middle of wars that they will lose, inevitably lose. That you're literally a bunch of losers. Stop it. Move on. That's why right now you don't have Mexico coming and fighting us to take back California or Texas. Right? Right? How's that better than what you stand against? Now I'm a beta because I don't support. No, you're a beta because you don't know how to take a loss. You're a beta because you don't know how to take a loss. Let me hit the button on you. Beta! Beta male! Beta male! Jesse Lee Peterson on your ass. Beta! You know, I'm glad actually, because you've been trying to DM me and get me caught up into wasting time talking to you about all this stuff when I really wanted to talk to you about this on live in front of people so they could see the nonsense that you're spewing. And this conversation that I'm having with this one person is someone that I know. And it is a conversation that I'm essentially having with all the rest of the Palestinians indirectly. I'm not equating you with Hamas. I'm equating you with someone that can't take a loss. And you want to keep putting your people on the front lines of wars that they will inevitably lose. And that's not cool. And That's you're not you just don't know how to take a loss. The whole rest of the world is taking losses. All of Europe looked very different a few hundred years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000, 5,000. It looked very different. All these lines were different. All those borders were very different. Look at Russia in the last Russia in the last 150 years. How much that changed. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. In a lot of ways, I am equating you with Hamas. If you're going to continue fighting for your own people, going on the front lines to lose wars that you know they're going to lose, in that way, you are like Hamas. And lots of Palestinians are. If you're Palestinian and you are for more Palestinian wars in the Middle East, and you're for the continued fight to take out Israel and to have the river to the sea and all that kind of stuff, yeah, you are. Yep. So, yeah, I'll put it this way: if you're not for just having them put their arms down and just saying, enough is enough, just give it up, then you're like Hamas. But you need to take your loss. If you can't take your loss, then you're like Hamas, bro. Take your loss and move on. I get it. You got pride. You're Muslim and you're Palestinian, and you have a massive pride, and you want to see. I don't know what you want to see. You want to see Palestine instead of Israel. You want river to the sea. Is that what you want? You don't believe there should be Israel at all? You think that Israel should be called Palestine? So, anyway, let's continue to see what's going on here. Someone says, Surfer Dude says, this is an insane take. What's up with the insane take? Help me understand what's insane about it. And let's see, do some research first, Riz. Okay, Boo Boo Boss is in the house. Okay, poor Beta. Emotional damage, bro. Yeah, we got him, bro.
Beta.
Bunch of betas, bro. Palestinians that, not all Palestinians, a lot of them are smart and great people. I have a lot of Palestinian friends. Obviously, there's one that I'm arguing with right now. Is one of my older friends that I've known since childhood. Believe it or not, guys. The person that I'm arguing with right now, I've known since I was a kid. And it's people like that, and it's me growing up having friends like that I've had since childhood, that I know that this whole thing, is an absolute joke. If this person, I had to remind this person that I'm arguing with right now that they were blindly hating Jews since they were a kid in front of me. They told me that. And I always wondered why they hated Jews. I was just some kid hanging out. Why do you hate Jews? But they hated Jews. The kids, we're kids. We're kids running around, and this was another friend that I was playing with that was against Jews for whatever reason. Imagine 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And then I had to remind this person that he was hating Jews since he was a kid for no reason. But continue doing it, bro. Yeah. Beta is exactly right. Beta. You have pride, but you're a beta. A true alpha will know that you took your loss, will know that he lost, and you know that any future things you're trying to do to wipe out Israel or whatever you're trying to do there is not going to happen. You're going to lose, and you need to stop it and move on and create a better life for yourself and your family and for your people. Stand up for your people. What up, Ange? Good to have you. This has a lot to do with Jews. You're telling me it has nothing to do with Jews? Bullshit. I never said anything against Jews. You're ridiculous. No, you're ridiculous. I remember as a child you hating Jews when we were kids. You want to not admit it, that's okay. You want to say no, that's okay. I don't really care. That's the reality of the situation. You hated Jews since we were children for no reason. It's all good. You can deny it. Again, it's like dealing with a far left liberal that hates facts. Not my problem. Surfer Dude says, maybe it's my American perspective. Well, Surfer Dude, but any foreign power blew up any neighbor's house, killing them and their family, then kicked down my door but then politely asked me to move, I would not. I don't know what you're talking about there. But if it seems like you don't know the history in the Middle East. That's not what happened. Yeah, Hans is saying it right. Hans just told you, Surfer, that's not what happened in Palestine. You made a one-sided argument. The Arabs were the initial aggressors in 1948. Very true. Very true. And then this person that I've known since I was a kid says, standing up against a genocide has nothing to do with taking a loss. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does. Yeah. It absolutely does. The Arabs were the initial aggressors in 1948. Anyway, bottom line, in my opinion, the bottom line here is we have constant changing of borders, constant changing of power, constant changing of ideologies, constant changing of fighting of all of these things. There's lots of winning and losing, and it's happened since the beginning of caveman days. I had a cave, you had a cave. If I wanted your cave and I was stronger, guess what? Your cave is now my cave. And that's how it went. Now we've all, especially these lefties, and maybe this person's not a lefty, but I think they're lying, but that's okay. These lefties have become very weak. They're very much betas. Beta male. And they're butthurt about this whole losing and, oh no, no, you shouldn't take that from this person. You shouldn't do that. And you shouldn't win. And this person shouldn't have that much money. And this person shouldn't be successful. And this person shouldn't win that stuff. And, and like he's going, the abuse of power. No, it's called winning. Does LeBron James is it an abuse of power when LeBron James dunks over a person that is nowhere near as capable as him? No, it is what it is. So it is what it is. Palestinians, take your loss, move on, and make yourselves better. Instead of running around pointing your fingers at everyone else, it's not everyone else's fault but yours. Sometimes it's your fault. You need to look at yourself, make yourself better, and improve yourself. I love how these Palestinians, again, in this chat, this person's saying, oh, killing babies is winning. Killing children is called winning. No. Actually, you're the ones that came on October 7th and killed children. No, it's winning is winning. And you lost, you keep putting yourself in that same cycle. It's a never-ending cycle of losing wars and losing lives. It's absolutely horrible. It's your fault that you're losing those lives. And there's a reason why the buildings are leveled, but the people are still alive. It's because Israel puts out pamphlets and notifies people when they're going to attack Hamas. That's what it is. They're human. They have humanity. They let them know when they're going to go, but it's not the same when the Arabs come from the other side of the fence and go out there and go on a killing spree on a day off when they're just killing like families. It's like sad. People are a joke, absolute joke. But there's nothing you could do. Nothing you could do. Nothing you could do to change people's minds. They're lost. And they want to be barbaric and keep fighting wars that they're going to lose. It is what it is. And Fatima is right. They're really mad. They're freaking out because their sugar daddy is about to get lost. Yeah. Whatever you say, okay, is asking me, are you Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish. No, I'm not Jewish. If anything, I should be born into Islam, but I'm not. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Muslim. I'm not Christian. I'm not religious. I'm just not. You know, it is what it is. And Persians and Jews have a long history, and you know, people don't understand that's a very long history, longer than all this bullshit that's going on. But yeah, I love what Fatima said. Fatima said that the Arabs are really mad, especially terrorist Arabs, Hamas Arabs, Palestinian Arabs, other Arabs, lots of Arabs are mad that their sugar daddy is gone. And what that means is the Islamic Republic of Iran is gone. They're leaving, and they're on their way out. And the Islamic Republic of Iran has been funding and paying for and training and helping create these terrorist groups, Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, and we can go on and on and on. And the people that were funding all this are going away. The Islamic Republic is going away. And so these people are mad. They're mad because the terrorism is coming to an end. The terrorism is coming to an end. Let me get closer. The terrorism is coming to an end. It's coming to an end. It's over. Your sugar daddy is gone. Mac is back. What's up, Mac? Hans says, Joshua, do you worship Ezra? It's what Muhammad thought if you read Sunnah. Bro. What do you guys think? Should I burn a Quran one day on live? What up, Mac? A reckoning is around the corner. Yeah, there's a very big difference with Iran and Palestine, and Iranians and Palestinians. Don't relate yourself with that, with what's going on. It's not the same, and you know it. Very big difference. Palestinians are in concert with their government terrorizing other people. Persians are in prison by their government, getting tortured by their government, getting killed by their government. It's a civil war within the country. Very different. And by the way, yeah, don't relate yourself to Persians, bro. Palestinians are Persian, and Persians are very different people. Palestinians have been doing lots of harm recently, and they were using the Islamic regime to do the harm that they've been doing. They've been using the government has supported Hamas. The government that's fighting, that the people of Iran are fighting against, have been supporting Hamas. Yeah. You have no argument, so your argument is my argument is bunk. So that just shows that you understand it, bro. You lost, man. And I'm not saying just this argument, but you being a Palestinian, trying to tell us all about this Palestine stuff, you lost, bro. You lost it. Palestinians lost, and they need to accept the loss, move on, and learn how to create a better life for you and your family without putting them in the middle of wars. Stop doing it. Stop putting yourself in the middle of wars, man. Stop doing it. Stop putting yourself in the middle of wars. Take your pride, swallow it, and move on with life. I get it. Your pride. You got massive pride. Massive pride. But you need to stop pointing. The problem with Palestinians is the same problem. That's why I keep coming back to the same problem that far left people have, far left Democrats. They run around pointing the finger at everyone else. It's everyone else's fault but mine. That's the problem. It's everyone else's fault but yours. And all you do is run around pointing at everyone else. How come you're doing this to us? How come you're doing that? How come you're not helping us? How come you're doing this to us? How come that? How come this? How come why don't you look at this yourself in the mirror and figure out what you're doing wrong? You figure out what you Palestinians are doing wrong. But okay, so let's shift gears. You Palestinians, you got to stop. I would. He says they should all leave. I would leave. If you can't create a government for yourself in what you call Palestine and live peacefully amongst yourselves, you should leave, obviously. If there's no peace to be had in Palestine, look, here's the craziest part of all. Palestinians were given their own country, and they were allowed to run their country however they wanted to run their country, and they created terrorist states out of it. And then they want to blame everyone else for their problems. And his question to me is, so you're saying all the Palestinians should leave that area? My answer to that is, if you Palestinians, which have your own country and have your own government and all this stuff, it's all there, it's yours. If you can't live amongst yourselves, if you can't live amongst yourselves without killing each other, if you can't live there in peace, what are you doing there? What are you doing there? I would leave. Yes, the answer is leave. So if you can't live there peacefully amongst your own people, they're all Palestinian in there, and they're all Muslim, by the way. That's the crazy part. They're all Palestinian, and they're all the same religion, and they still can't get along with each other in their own country. So my answer is yes. If you can't live there peacefully amongst yourselves, get the hell out. If you can, live there, fine. But if you can't, get the hell out, like all the other Palestinians that left and went to Jordan. You've been to Jordan. Why'd you go to Jordan? Because all your fellow Palestinians are there. I know you went to Jordan. You used to go to Jordan all the time. You went and lived there for years, if I'm not mistaken. Go back to Jordan. Go to Jordan. Tell the Palestinians in Palestine to go to Jordan if they can live peacefully there and create a family for themselves. If not, then if I don't know what else you want. What do you want? What do you want me to say? Because you obviously can't live peacefully amongst yourself. They left because they made the smart decision. That's yes, they had to. I had to. I'm gonna imagine if I'm a Palestinian for a second. I'm in Palestine, and my people can't get along with themselves, and my people created terrorism, and they want to go and fight endless wars. And if I stay there, I'm most likely gonna die. That means that I have to leave. So yes, of course, you have to leave. So leave. So then leave. So even Egypt doesn't, bro, even your fellow Arabs in Egypt and your surrounding countries don't want you in their country, bro. Why? Because you create terrorism. You terrorize anyone you're around. It's sad, bro. I live in Cali, bro. I'm trying to make it better. Han said it right. Muslims don't help Muslims, but Christianity is goodwill to even our enemies, and now it's a problem. Yeah. Well said, buddy. Fucking Hans, bro, comes through with these nuggets every once in a while, man. I love it. W Hans, bro. You can put it up again. Muslims don't help Muslims, but Christianity is goodwill, even our enemies, and now it's a problem. Yep. But that's the problem, guys. So that's my take on Palestine, and that's a common sense take. That's a no-brainer. And the guy said it for himself. He said it right. Palestinians had to. He said they had to leave. They had to leave. And that's why I think they all should leave. Because you guys are not capable of living together. You're better off living under someone else's rule, someone that won't allow you to infect them, because you've proven to the whole world that you can't run your own country. You cannot manage yourselves. You've proven to the whole world that you cannot manage yourselves. Palestinians, you've proven to all of us. Han says, Medi is a Christian morally. Western society is. I can cite some sociology and history studies to support. Thomas Holland is one. Thomas Holland. I've never read Thomas Holland. I should look at that. W. Anna Kemp. Thank you, Anna. What's up, Anna Kemp? Good to have you. Ned Nas, thank you for being on the stream. Mish, Maddie. And then here we have the same guy telling us that all Christians are Palestinian. All Christians in Israel are Palestinian. No, they should not leave. He says, should they leave too? No. If you can live amongst yourselves peacefully, you're fine. But if you can't, then you need to leave. You can't, bro, the Palestinians that are in Palestine, if you can't live amongst yourselves in peace, you should leave or change what you're doing there. And history has shown us that, has proved to us that you cannot manage yourselves. Someone has to do it for you. It is what it is.
Not even in obviously they're waiting for the Israelis and the US to attack, but they're also worried at the same time of the other enemy, which is the Iranian people, because they know that if they get hit by all sides, you got the Americans, you got the Israelis, then you're going to get the Iranians to come out. It's going to be very difficult for them to be able to manage this. I'm not really sure how they can multitask, because they're going to need to have their forces in their bases and of course be fully active. So that means that they will eventually have to abandon the street because they don't have enough personnel. As you saw during the uprising, they were so desperate that they had to bring in some Arab militia proxies to help them out with the massacre of the Iranians. In terms of what the regime are doing, they have been sending out text messages to people in Iran. This is an example of one of the messages. They've been sent out to all medical personnel and emergency workers, warning them to be ready for a potential mass casualty situation. Now, it is interesting because when you read this, it doesn't necessarily clarify what they mean by this, because people speculate saying, well, obviously this is about the war. This is about the Americans and the Israeli hitting them. But we also do know how crazy the IRGC leadership is. It means that you can also have an internal conflict on the streets of Iran, and they are just basically preparing the narrative saying that, oh, if more people die, more Iranians die. It's not our fault. We even prepared the hospitals, and suddenly the enemy came into the country and killed our people. But the reality is that they're going to be killing the Iranians. That's what they want to do. So the Israelis, on the other hand, have also issued their own notice. The emergency services across Israel have now been ordered to prepare for imminent war, as officials are continuing to assess an imminent US strike on Iran. And of course, they are expecting a retaliation by the IRGC. There is also still a bit of a speculation that potentially the Islamic Republic might do a preemptive attack on Israel first if they realize that it's going to happen anyway.
What a joke, bro. I like to see them try. They are the worst military on the planet. Iran's military, the Islamic regime military, is the worst on the planet, bro. What a joke. All right, cool. So let's see what else we got. All right, cool. So we got this, we got that. Oh, we got aquariums in the house. What's up, aquariums? And let's keep going.
If they realize, when they realize that this is the point of no return, and the narrative from the White House is that they have given the Islamic Republic 2 weeks, essentially till the end of February. Now, if President Trump...
Who gave them till the end of February?
The Islamic Republic 2 weeks. The narrative from the White House is that they have given the Islamic Republic 2 weeks, essentially till the end of February. Now, if President Trump sticks to his words, that means he's not going to hit until March, right? Technically. But he has given them a notice and a deadline. This might provoke the Islamic Republic to reject it now, which means that the president could say, I gave them 2 weeks, but apparently they came to me quite early. They said no, so let's hit them. And that's the moment when the IRGC might realize, well, we've said no to the president. We're going to have to hit Tel Aviv first because we're going to get destroyed. We have to have the upper hand. Now let's talk about the warning coming from the president.
Yeah, Aquarium's said it right here. He says specifically, Iran's military is simply an internal security service. It's only capable of suppressing its own people. They are reliant on proxies to do anything outside their own borders and inside, I would add, because they brought people from Iraq in to do the killing inside their own country to kill their own people. So that's been a very interesting, very screwed up situation. But Iran's military is very much like an inside security service, internal security service. I'd like to see them try to attack anybody. They'd be crushed. And what's up, Mish and Blue and White? Good to have you. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to say it again about Palestinians. If you can't live in Palestine in peace amongst yourselves and you want to keep fighting each other and create these terrorist governments like Hamas and all this kind of stuff, then yes, you should leave that area. I don't know what Palestinians still are doing in Palestine when they know they're fighting losing wars and they are fighting each other and killing each other. It's an absolute joke. And yes, you should leave. I would leave. If I was Palestinian, you would not catch me anywhere near Palestine. I would be gone trying to find a better way to make a better life for myself and my family, and I'll find a way to prosper, not get killed.
Towards the United Kingdom and...
Anna's right, it's stubbornness. It's pride, stubbornness, and Muslims believe if they get killed in some specific like battle for Islam, that they will go to heaven and they'll have a brothel in heaven. They'll have a whorehouse in heaven. They'll basically have... Can you guys imagine this for a second? Imagine if, people don't talk about this, but think about it. Islam's main final most amazing thing is to, when you die, you live in a whorehouse. You guys ever thought about that? The end result of Islam is living in a whorehouse for a man. It's kind of weird. Why don't we talk about this a little more? What is that all about? Any Muslims want to talk about their desire to have a whorehouse when they die? It's very weird. Everything is leading up to you living with 72 virgins. Very bizarre behavior and mentality and ideology from people. Very bizarre. These morons that sat around with these beards thinking, we're gonna put that in the book too. They're gonna get 72 virgins and that's the way to do it. It's like, what the hell are you guys talking about, dude? Are you guys okay? It's a sick way of thinking. Dahlia says it's kind of what they're doing in life. Yeah, they've adjusted Islam so that they can have they can have multiple wives prior to death, prior to going. Let's see what this person says. So it's okay to kill women and children just because they're Palestinian? What are you saying, bro? This guy's retarded, bro. You're bro. I'm starting to feel a little bad for you right now, because you keep bringing up this thing about women and children, like you're trying to bait people into like this thing of women. Nobody wants women and children to get hurt, or humans in general to get hurt. Stop trying to like pull on people's heartstrings of this kind of bullshit that the left does. So dumb. These Palestinians, bro, they don't stop. They don't stop.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer. This is a statement that Trump sent out over the
By the way, I
row
just got
on
these bars. I'm not a sponsor for them. I don't have an affiliate link. Maybe I will one day, but they're pretty solid. The David bars. Can you see that? Oh, by the way, that's funny. I'm not Jewish, and this happens to be, we're talking about Palestine and Jews, and this is a David bar. That's funny. But anyway, these are pretty good. They're protein bars, 0 sugar, 28 grams of protein. Pretty solid.
The Chagos Islands. He said, I have been telling Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the United Kingdom that leases are no good when it comes to countries, and that he is making a big mistake.
You're Iraqi, even worse.
By
even worse. An Iraqi fighting for Palestinians to go out and get themselves hurt in wars they know they'll lose. Even worse. You're not even Palestinian, and you are egging on your what's the word? You're egging on Palestinians to continue fighting a battle they have lost already 100 times for no reason whatsoever. Horrible mentality, bro. That's a disaster, bro. That's not cool. You should be if you're Iraqi, you're Arab Muslim, and you want to consider these Palestinians your brothers or whatever, you should help them by helping them to find a better life. Not to keep telling them, yeah, stolen land, that was their land, yeah. No. Not cool. That's what you're doing. You just said stolen land and all this stuff. You are literally parroting their rhetoric. And you can't even realize it. How dumb are you? Wow, bro.
Entering a 100-year lease with whoever it is.
These poor Palestinians are out there. I mean, we could say poor, but there's much better words I could use. But you got to get a handle of yourself. You can't be instigating other people to go put themselves in harm's way to get themselves hurt just because you have some sense of pride for someone you consider to be a brother because they're Muslim. Sad, bro. So sad.
Is claiming right, title, and
what's up, Tamara?
Interest to Diego Garcia. Strategically located in the Indian Ocean, our relationship with the United Kingdom is a strong and powerful.
Oh, wow. That's good. I've never had this one. What is this? Peanut butter chocolate chunk. Wow. That's good.
One, and it has been for many years. But Prime Minister Starmer is losing control of this important island by claims of entities.
Dude says children aren't terrorists. Obviously, you haven't been to Palestine where they're training children to go fight with guns.
Never known of before, the Mauritius. In our opinion, they are fictitious in nature. Should Iran decide not to make a deal, which is basically the case now, it may be necessary for the United States to use Diego Garcia and also the airfield located in Fairford in order to eradicate a potential attack by a highly unstable and dangerous regime in Tehran. An attack that would potentially be made on the United Kingdom as well as other friendly countries. Prime Minister Starmer should not lose control for any reason of Diego Garcia by entering a 10 years, at best 100-year lease. This land should not be taken away from the UK, and if it's allowed to be, it will be it will be applied on a great ally. We will always be ready, willing, and be able to fight for the UK, but they have to remain strong in the face of wokeism and other problems put before them. Do not give away Diego Garcia, finishes President Trump. There is a response coming from the UK government because a lot of people thought that this is it. Keir Starmer is going to be making a U-turn. President Trump just literally warned him that the Islamic Republic are going crazy right now and they are threatening everybody, including the European countries, not just Israel, not just the US bases, and that also could include the United Kingdom because the Americans are obviously taking off from the RAF bases in the UK.
Do you guys think they would actually, the Islamic regime would attack UK? I don't think so because, in my opinion, or from what I see, the Islamic regime has basically funded Muslims to go take over the UK, and they've successfully done that. So I don't think they would want to hurt the UK because the UK is now Islam. It's now like the main arm of the Islamic regime.
Flying all the way from the UK to the Middle East, and obviously that means that the US bases in the UK are also going to be a fair target. Let's quickly go back to Iran. Then I'm going to talk about what the British government are doing in return, in response to this warning. Abadan, of course, the Islamic terrorists of this regime have decided to raid people's homes once again. This is becoming a regular occurrence every single night. They go around and they raid people's homes. They check everything that they have. They check people's phones. They check people's houses and they attack their properties. Let me just show you what's going on right now tonight. Earlier today, and it's also been happening. There's another video coming in from a couple of hours ago after dark, but you can see the absolute insanity. This is in Abadan in the south. Keep watching. There we go. Now this is where they are going door to door. They took that person in to go to your house. They opened the doors. Oh, so that they could let them in, basically. This has been going on all day, and also tonight. There's another video coming from a few hours ago, after dark. Now they've gone in to check everything. Also, the number of troops that they bring in to neighborhoods is insanity. By the way, I just realized it's Abdanan, not Abadan. Abdanan. It sounds similar, but it's a different city. Abdanan has been the major hot point over the last couple of months since the uprising started. Brave people of Abdanan have been continuing to fight back, and these were the guys who 2 nights ago, over the last 3 days, they were the ones who decided to come back out. And of course, when they came back out, people in
So they're basically going door to door, checking everybody. So when I was telling you before, they were doing like little checkpoints. They're now, instead of checkpoints, they're just going door to door, taking people out of their homes, going through their phones, going through all their belongings to see if they've done anything against the government. Let's go back to questions at the White House press briefing.
In fact, I know that because I've seen it with my own eyes. And the president very much looks forward to having an event later this afternoon at 3 p.m. to celebrate Black History Month and to talk about how his policies are advancing opportunity and prosperity for all Americans through record tax cuts, through the Trump accounts that all Americans can access regardless of race. These are a great thing for the next generation of Americans. The president has also awarded hundreds of millions of dollars in additional funding to strengthen educational outcomes at historically Black colleges and universities across the country. Again, the president is protecting the hard-earned benefits of the 2.4 million Black veterans who honorably served in our nation's armed forces by reducing the backlog of veterans waiting for their VA benefits and for their home loans through the Department of Veterans Affairs. So there is a lot this president has done for all Americans regardless of race, and he has absolutely been falsely called and smeared as a racist, and I'm happy to provide you those receipts, and we gladly will right after this briefing. Jennifer, go ahead.
You mentioned the $5 billion in pledges for the Board of Peace. Will we be able to get a breakdown of which countries are providing each of those pledges?
Yes.
And which countries are providing troops?
Sure, we're happy to provide that breakdown, and I'm also happy to provide the list of countries that will be attending tomorrow. I know it's more than 20 countries. I know there's a lot of interest in that. I'll spare myself reading you the list of 20 countries from the podium, but we will provide it.
Talking about racism and President Trump, there was this wonderful video that came out. Look at her.
I like him too.
I was almost in tears watching this.
One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks.
I love that. She's absolutely right. President Trump he tells us what he thinks. He tells us what's on his mind. That's why we like him. He's relatable. We trust him because of that. Other politicians come up and they're very dry, cut and dry. They're scripted. And you don't get really any kind of humanity, any sense of humanity or sense of relating to them. With Trump, you not only do you get a sense of humanity and you relate to him, but you also, you know what he's thinking because he says what he wants to say, regardless if it hurts him or not. Listen.
Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson.
She's literally crying. Look at her.
It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers.
Absolutely right. Boo Boo is right. God bless Donald Trump. And Hugh is right. He says, even when he says something you hate. Yep.
Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple.
I love how she says all of this. I watched this earlier, and it's incredible. It's a very simple, common sense type of a thing, And she just says it so nice and clearly. And you're like, dude, of course that makes sense.
If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. Take a life, you do life. You kill somebody.
Listen.
Okay? You take a life, you do life. Just that simple.
It's that simple.
If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then
if you do a harsh crime, you do a harsh time. It's that simple, guys. And then I live out here in Southern California. I'm in Orange County, but in LA, they run around. Oh, yeah, you want to go rob Gucci and Mucci and all these stores? Yeah, go rob them. You want to go rob Target and Market and all this stuff? Go ahead, go rob them. Nobody's going to come after you. And if they do, they really don't care. And if they do actually put you in jail for something, don't worry, they'll just let you out tomorrow morning. You're fine.
we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him.
Back up off of him.
And Grandma said it.
I love it.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him.
Yes.
And Grandma said it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's pretty good. When is she running for office? Felicia, when are you running for office, please? You have my endorsement. You have...
When are you running for office? I love her, bro. I love her. All of you guys, Joshua, Jackie, Tamara, I love you, Hugh, Boo Boo. Do we love her or what, man? She is so awesome. And I know, dude, Donald, we need her for the midterms. When is she running for office?
You have my endorsement, Felicia. Thank you, darling.
The greatest president in the world. Look at him.
The Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope.
That's too loud. I got to turn that down.
The Great White Hope. The Great White Hope.
How's that?
The Great White Hope. The Great White Hope.
Look at him. He's so, and he's funny. He doesn't even, and he's funnier than he thinks. I love it. It's so good. Honestly, wow, what a time that we live in right now, guys. I always tell you guys this. I'll say it again. Take in these moments. Soak it in. Remember them. Let it burn into your brain. Donald Trump is standing up there and he's doing his thing, and wow, what? Let me go back. I have to go. I'm sorry.
Years ago, he brought it on.
I have to see this. I'm sorry, guys. I have to.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off him.
Back up off him.
And Grandma said it.
Yes. I would vote for her too. I would vote for her too. And then look at Trump. When are you running for office? Watch this. Listen to this.
Wow. That's pretty good. When is she running for office? Felicia, when are you running for office, please? You have my endorsement. You have my endorsement, Felicia. Thank you, darling. That's great. What a great, and it's from the heart. Your little baby, right, was just so horribly.
London Boy 1991 says, when is he going to attack Iran? Very soon, we hope. Very soon, we hope for the people of Iran and the people of people around the whole world. It's going to be an incredible thing when we get rid of the Islamic regime. I think the USS Gerald Ford arrives today or tomorrow. If it's not there already, maybe it's tomorrow. And at that point, we're locked and loaded, ready to go for taking down the Islamic Republic of Iran, the IRGC. We've been ready already. And some say Israel could have done it on their own if they wanted to, or if we wanted to have them do it on their own. I'm on the side of Iran's military is very weak, and there's really no chance in hell they're gonna do any type of solid, successful retaliation. So we should be fine. Israel could go attack and get it done, but I think we're going to wait and make sure it's done right in case there's other forces, other outside countries that want to get involved. And I don't think there is, because it would be to their detriment. Don't mess with the U.S. Don't do it. Don't mess with the U.S., bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do it. Don't you do it. And they won't. We know they won't. We know they won't. You can't, bro. So if you can't beat them, join them. FAFO. If you want to, you can FAFO, and we'll get down. We'll get down, dude. We're not afraid. So anyway, hopefully soon. Someone said that USS Gerald Ford will be there tomorrow, I believe. Who is that? That is Smack the Donkey. Is that what you meant by tomorrow? Is that the Gerald Ford carrier will be there tomorrow, or you're saying that we will attack tomorrow?
Horribly taken from you. Under the Trump administration, we believe that no.
Oh, good point, Dahlia. Dahlia on Instagram said, because the other person like, oh, Gaza got leveled and blah, 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 blah. And Dahlia responded, Gaza got leveled, which is right. She's right. Gaza got leveled because the IDF gave them 2 weeks notice of where they were going to strike, and they booby-trapped the tunnels to make the devastation even worse, because it's all about optics. Very right.
No community should be abandoned to the scourge of violent crime, and we're saving thousands and thousands of lives in many cities. And frankly, if these radical left lunatic Democrats would come and say, please help us, please, we'd stop crimes all over the place. And
what's up, guys? Just joining. And yeah, Dahlia was totally right on that. What's up, Sahar? Good to see you. Anaz, everyone joining up. Hell yeah. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Let's go.
We're doing it in a lot of cities. Sometimes
we've been on for 2 hours and 11 minutes so far. So you guys are a little bit on the tail end of things, but it's all good.
To force ourselves upon.
And by the way, if you ever wanted to, you can jump on YouTube, where it's we got a lot more people viewing on YouTube Live.
On them because they're so bad. And I don't even think they realize what's happening to their cities and their towns. But every town that we go in, every...
Hell yeah, London boy. Javid Shah, Payende Iran. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah.
City that we go in, like Washington.
Can't wait for Iran to be free, dude. Any moment now, any day now. We're all at the edge of our seats, man. It's going to be amazing for America. It's going to be amazing for Iranians. It's going to be amazing for the people of Iran, first and foremost. But people in America don't realize how much it's going to benefit America and Americans and the rest of Western civilization. It's going to be an amazing thing. Can't wait for it to happen.
Felicia, you feel much safer now. Totally safe. You can walk to a restaurant. The restaurants were all closing now.
Hans says, I can't believe I got called a murderer twice tonight.
Now you can't get a restaurant. The bad news is you can't get into a restaurant. But it's a great thing to see what's happening in Washington. It's like it's a hot place, and hopefully people will be coming in record numbers. And it's been, well, I know we need a little help. You need help in Atlanta. He just said. You're right. Atlanta, we could take care of Atlanta. I'll tell you what, you ought to get them to call me. We could take care of Atlanta so fast. They don't want to call. They don't want to call because they don't want to admit it, and they'll never fix it themselves. Don't forget, we move people out. We don't just go in and, be tough guys. We move people out. We take career criminals and we get them out. We bring them back to the country from where they came. And think of it. 90% of the crime is caused by 2% of the people. Think of it. So when you get the criminals out, you start.
That's crazy. That is crazy. 90% of the crime is done by 2% of the people.
Solve a lot of problems. Another way that we're fulfilling our duty to the next generation is the single biggest thing that's happened having to do with schools and education. It's called school choice in our great, big, beautiful bill. Our beautiful bill, which really covers 4 years. We put it all together. That's why we call it the great, big, beautiful bill. This will help millions of African-American children and ensure that no child is condemned to a failing government or a horrible school. And we have a person here who's fantastic on this subject. Greta, would you please come up? Please, Greta, come on up. Thank you. And her beautiful daughter. Thanks, Greta.
All right, let's go back to questions at the press briefing.
And the president will be opening the meeting tomorrow with remarks and will sort of formally be chairing the meeting at the beginning before he departs for Georgia tomorrow.
And then on the sewage spill, the sewage pipe that broke on the Potomac, can you give us an update on the federal government's response? And officials have told CBS that some of that aging infrastructure is a concern, that this particular pipe wasn't even of the most urgent concern. Do you know if the government is looking into which other pipes could be at risk of collapsing?
Well, the next step in this process is for any of the three local jurisdictions involved, whether that's the Commonwealth of Virginia, the state of Maryland and Governor Moore, or the District of Columbia, to step forward and to ask the federal government for help and to ask for the Stafford Act to be implemented here so that the federal government can go and take control of this local infrastructure that has been abandoned and neglected by Governor Moore in Maryland for far too long. In fact, it's no secret that Maryland's water and infrastructure have been in dire need of repair. Their infrastructure has received a nearly failing grade in the 2025 report card from the American Society of Civil Engineers. This is the same grade they've received 5 years earlier. There has been no improvement under the leadership of Governor Moore. He's clearly shown he's incapable of fixing this problem, which is why President Trump and the federal government are standing by to step in. And for all of the environmentalists in the room and across the District of Columbia.
Eric says, Medi, what's funny is that free poly market that opened up in New York City was because of Trump and Trump Jr., not Mamdani. Then liberals go and protest Trump Tower like idiots. What? What happened there?
Let's all hope and pray that this governor does the right thing and ask President Trump to get involved, because it will be an ecological and environmental disaster if the federal government does not step in to help. But of course, we need the state and local jurisdictions to make that formal request. That's part of the legal process to move forward. Peter.
So you said that any of the three Democrats just need to ask. A few minutes ago.
What's funny is the fact that we called it. We literally called it. When Mamdani was running for New York, I literally said it, I don't know how many times on this podcast, that on this live stream, that he's going to end up raising taxes on everybody. He's out there yelling, I'm going to raise tax on the rich. That was what he ran on. That's why people voted for him. And I said, well, from what he's saying he's going to do and from what we know about New York, he's going to have to tax everybody. And I was right, because he just came out and said he's taxing everybody. So the reason is he's giving away more things for free while the state is already hurting financially. And on top of that, he says he's going to tax the rich. So the rich start leaving in record numbers. They've been leaving. And then and then he comes out Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. He said he's going to tax everybody because he doesn't have money. Isn't that amazing? We saw this coming from a mile away. Everyone that knows socialism and communism is the worst thing on the planet knows. Kamdani, exactly. Ahvaz UK. Ahvaz is awesome. I like Ahvaz. It says, we will take our country back from the mullahs. The spirit of Iran cannot be silenced. With hope, unity, and determination, and yes, with support from Uncle Trump, the Iranian people stand strong. We call him Amu Trump, and we also call him Amu Lindsey Graham. So with Lindsey Graham, Amu Lindsey Graham, Amu Trump, we're going to make this happen. Amu Marco Rubio, we're going to make this happen. It's going to happen, guys. Thank you, Ahvaz. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate you. My fiance is from Ahvaz, and I love that. Great place. Wonderful place.
Maryland's Governor Wes Moore
Wow.
asked. He said, if the president wants me to ask nicely, our response is this. Please, Mr. President, do your job.
To which I say, I'll ask.
You know what I'll do is I'll follow you, Ahvaz UK. I want to see what you got going on. I'll look up your page.
Ask the president, and we will provide you with the next steps. But in all seriousness, the federal government has been preparing plans. The White House has been in contact with FEMA, with the Army Corps of Engineers, with the Environmental Protection Agency. Again, we've been standing by. This is a problem we want to fix, not just for the federal government, but for everyone who lives in the District of Columbia, including all of you. So you're welcome.
To your point about that, there are a lot of events coming up for America 250. The president wants people from all over to come to the nation's capital. Is he worried that by the summer, the Potomac River will still smell like poop?
He is worried about that, which is why the federal government wants to fix it, and we hope that the local authorities will cooperate with us in doing so. Steve.
So what will the $5 billion be used for in Board of Peace, and will that be sort of a down payment for much more money?
You'll be hearing more about that tomorrow at the meeting. If you recall, at the first meeting when we were in Davos, Jared Kushner did provide a very detailed...
M. Pritchett said it right. He says, taxing the rich means taxing everybody that makes a paycheck. When you guys realize who's paying taxes, you'll be stunned. You won't. It's almost like you won't believe it. One quick number. By the way, what's up, Uncle Steve? Good to have you. And here's one basic fact that people should know. When you guys are out there yelling, you guys, the left, liberal left is out yelling, let's tax the rich. What you're saying, let me explain something. Here's some facts. The top 50% of earners in our country pay for 97% of all taxes. First of all, think about that number for a second. The top 50% pay for 97% of all taxes in this country. Period. Look it up. Jennifer says, show your clip. Yeah, I should. Jennifer knows already. The top 20%, the numbers get crazy. The top 20% pay for 75% of all taxes. It's pretty wild. The top 50% of earners in our country pay for 90, just say all. All of our taxes are paid by the top 50% of earners. The top 20% pay for 75% of all taxes. The top 1% in our country, think about this. This is every lefty that runs around saying, let's tax the rich more. Think about what they're saying. The top 1% in our country are paying for 40% of all taxes already. The top 1%. And you want to do what now? You want to charge them even more? D-Man says Trump is number one. Yes, sir. He is the great white hope.
The great white hope. The great white hope.
Eric says, Medi, can I be invited to the wedding? Would love to invite people to the wedding, but I gotta take it easy, bro. But I'm glad that you'd love to be there. Honest 1879 says you aren't white, bro. Okay, bro. What else we got? Anybody else?
Detailed PowerPoint presentation for the vision.
And guys like Elon Musk pay virtually zero income tax. False. Does anybody want to debunk that, or should I do it for him? Let me know.
Of Gaza, the reconstruction, and the
This is why the lefties will lose every single discussion they ever have. They lose every debate they ever have. This is why any lefty that they won't invite people that know the facts onto their podcasts and stuff like that, because they just don't know what they're talking about. Elon Musk pays zero taxes. Are you stupid?
Humanitarian efforts, of course, providing local security on the ground. That will be part of the discussion tomorrow, is how can we maintain security? First, you must achieve security to get to prosperity, which is sort of the second part of this plan. So you'll be hearing more about that tomorrow, but I would just point out $5 billion worth of investment. We're talking about reconstructing Gaza. I remember when those words came from the president's lips in the East Room many months ago, and all of you in the press were bewildered at how the president could have such an ambitious goal of rebuilding Gaza, which is obviously a place that has been just turmoiled by violence and chaos for many, many years. But we are well underway in doing that, and it's a historic accomplishment for this president.
Secondly, is the president...
Does anybody want to debunk his? I see you guys are already doing it. Debunk his, yeah. You're what a joke, bro. What a joke. The guy that pays probably the most taxes, the guy is trying to tell us he doesn't pay any taxes. This is the kind of world we live in, bro. This is why we have lefties that have lost their minds, and they're convinced they're right. They're convinced they're right. Yeah. The top 1% pay for 40% of all taxes. The top 20% pay for 75% of all taxes. The top 50% pay for 97% of all taxes. And the lefties want to raise taxes on the rich even more. Think about that. And then the morons, retards, want to come into the chat and say that Elon Musk pays virtually zero tax. Think about that. How stupid, what type of a world we live in.
Seeing enough progress in the Iran talks to let negotiations go a little further. I mean, where do things stand after yesterday's talks?
I think you heard from the administration and the State Department yesterday that there was a little bit of progress made, but we're still very far apart on some issues. I believe the Iranians are expected to come back to us.
Jennifer said it right. The problem is they believe it. They believe it. They walk around like this guy that's in the chat that came into a chat that's not a lefty chat, okay? I'm obviously not on the left. So I got to hand it to him. He came out of his own echo chamber for a second, and he decided to open his mouth and say something completely wrong, which is, if I was to guess, the dude said something that he thought for sure he was 100% right on, or else he wouldn't have said that. He would have said 100 other things. But he decided to say this one thing that he thought he was 100% right on. Elon Musk doesn't pay any tax, pays virtually zero income tax. And imagine the guy's talking about the guy that pays probably the most, among the most income tax, more than anybody in our country.
With some more detail in the next couple of weeks, and so the president will continue to watch how this plays out. Sure.
Follow up on that. Thank you, Caroline. On these Iran talks, I mean, how much time is the president willing to give it before he is seriously maybe considering military action? Is he willing to give it that full 2 weeks? And has he given the Iranian officials a deadline on when he wants to see a deal?
It's a fair question, Rachel, but I'm not going to set deadlines on behalf of the president.
Mish says in the chat says lefties never had a brain to lose, and our Anisha says they have narrow minds. The problem that I see with the left is they want to do nothing and receive things for free. They want to do the least amount as possible and receive things for free. They want to not have to work that hard and get things for free. It's like they grew up in life. You know, when you're a kid and you grow up till you're 16, 17, 18 years old, your family takes care of everything. You go to college after that and you're not working while you're in college. You're doing, everything's been for free up until that point. And after that, at some point, either you grow up and you get a job and you have responsibilities, you move out, you have to pay your bills and do all that, and you do it and you figure out how life is, or you don't. You live on welfare, you live on other people's taxes, and you then become an activist, a lefty activist, and you try to change the world around you so that you can continue living off of other people's money. And you want to take money out of other people's pockets to put them into yours so you don't have to get up and compete with other people in the rest of the world. Aronisha is right. Spoiled. They're spoiled. They're spoiled and they're underachievers. Underachievers. They don't want to achieve. And then so they feel like they have to punish other people that are achieving. It's a disaster. And it's literally what brought the Islamic regime to Iran in 1979. You guys don't know this. Those of you that are Iranian in my chat know this. What brought on the Islamic regime in 1979 is people saw the Shah of Iran. They go, why does this one guy have to be the king and have all this money? You know, it's the same thing they do to Elon Musk or Donald Trump. Why does this man have to have money? Well, it's like, dude, the guy worked his ass off and continues to work his ass off to make money. You know, something that you guys are not willing to do. Why does this guy have to have money? It was because he worked his ass off to make the money. The Shah of Iran, he's the king. He was the king of Iran. People got mad at him for having money. The guy's supposed to have money, bro. He's the king of Iran, bro. He's your king. And by the way, you were living in and having a prosperous life while he was king. And I could say this you're not going to believe this, but I'm saying this coming from a person where my father actually he was one of the people that was for the Islamic regime coming in and getting rid of the Shah. And he thought that what the clerics, the Muslim leaders were saying was true, that they would come and help and give things for free to people, and they would help them and give them free water, gas, electricity. And my dad, when the first day that the Islamic regime came into power in 1979 and the Ayatollah Khomeini walked down and started talking on a microphone, as soon as he started talking and said what he said, my dad right away goes, oh, wow, we've been played. So, but my dad quickly, literally at that moment, he knew he got played, we got played, everyone got played. My mom, no. My mom was against it from the very get-go. But that's what the Democrats and the liberals are doing now, and the rhetoric they're using now is literally why the Islamic regime is in power in Iran. Because people thought socialism, communism, getting things for free would be a great solution, you know, and turned out that they ended up having the least prosperous life Iranians ever had, ever since I can, any kind of research I have done. Ned Nas says he was building 40 years ahead and the people, the radical Islamic, couldn't handle it. So they all had little villages started to believe that they all see a man in the moon. Yeah, so so she's exactly right. The Shah was ahead of his time. He was forecasting, he was looking into the future. He's very Western more Western than a lot of the Western countries now. Actually, all the Western countries now, because the Western countries now are like, we're going backwards in our progress because of lefty liberals trying to give everything away for free and destroying our economies and destroying our budgets and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what happened. And the villagers, the people in Iran, the people that were underachievers in Iran, they were like not happy with seeing people have money. Atan Sabrina says, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi Shahanshah was great for Iran. He opened schools and women were able to get higher education and participate in government. Correct. And after that, they were not. When he left, they were not. They got screwed. And it's sad, but it is what it is. Oh, Boo Boo Boss is doing damage in there. Are these people mouthing off, bro? Are they going crazy? Get them, bro. Get them. All right, let's keep going. I'm almost done here, guys. It's 2.5 hours I've been going. Let's keep going. We'll finish this up because I want to see if there's more questions here.
The United States from up.
And then just one more on the shut.
Sabrina says, the thing is, the Shah was spending a lot of oil money to improve the country and make universities good quality. Yep. The G-Wagon was made for the Shah. Yeah, that's right. Mercedes actually built the G-Wagon for the Shah of Iran. Not because he's socialist or communist, but because he was a forward thinker. He was capitalist ruler.
Down. We're now in this partial shutdown over DHS funding. Has the president personally spoken to the Democratic
You're right. He gave money to Mercedes to do that shit. You're right.
leaders in Congress? Can we expect to see them at the White House to try to make a deal on this?
Not to my knowledge, he hasn't had any direct conversation or correspondence with Democrat lawmakers recently. It doesn't mean he's not willing to. I'm just not aware of any conversations that have taken place. I do know the White House and the president's representatives have been in direct conversations with both Democrats and Republicans. But of course, Democrats are the reason that the Department of Homeland Security is currently shut down. They have chosen to act against the American people for political reasons. And now we have FEMA workers, the men and women of the United States Coast Guard, men and women of TSA who keep our airports moving, who will be working without paychecks for no good reason other than the Democrats wanting to pick a fight with Donald Trump. And the president thinks that is irresponsible and despicable.
It is irresponsible, and it's costing people not only lives, but all kinds of dumb shit. Zach is saying that he has an argument. So Zach, you want to tell us? Okay, here's an argument that Zach says. Nobody wants handouts. This is Zach. Let me put it up on the screen. He says here, nobody wants handouts. People are tired of others getting wealthy off their work and not getting anything in return. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by people are tired of others getting wealthy off their work? You're saying, are you talking about like people like Elon Musk? Because he built these businesses. Are you mad at people that are overachievers that are building businesses that you go work for? That's how it works. And then if you can build something better, if you can be smarter, then you build the company that people can come and work for. But as far as everyone else is concerned, if you're smart, successful, you have persistence, you have ability to get up and keep running even after you fall, then do it. And if you do, you can hire people. When people build businesses and hire other people to go work for them, they're giving them jobs. They're paying them for the job they're doing. If you don't like that money that you're getting paid for the job you're doing, don't do it, dumbass. Now what? Joshua's right. You can start your own business, Zach. You can start your own business, buddy. Knock yourself out. Let's go. What else? Musk did not build any of his companies like into the founding of Tesla's second point. What? Musk, what are you talking about, bro? Oh, you're captured, bro. You're captured. Musk built the companies. Musk built SpaceX. Musk built Tesla. Tesla was an idea, and he went and turned it into what it is. It wasn't what it is now. He turned it into what it is now, and he continues to turn it into what it is becoming. Next, what's your next point? Absolute dumb points.
He wants the government to be open. We've been engaged in good faith negotiations with the Democrats. Last night, they sent over a counter proposal that, frankly, was very unserious, and we hope they get serious very soon because Americans are going to be impacted by this. Sure.
Thanks, Caroline. President Trump has talked about a forthcoming executive order on voter ID. Is there more details you can provide about for that? And can you talk about any steps that you're taking to overcome court challenges that you've kind of faced in this area before?
That's interesting, Sabrina, because if that's the case, then your family probably knows my family, because you said your family did something with DuPont. They might know each other.
Well, as the president said in that Truth Social post, he's discussing and exploring legal options for a potential executive order with respect to voter ID. But this is something he's made very clear he wants Congress to get done. The Save America Act is a common sense piece of legislation that has now passed the House of Representatives to ensure that voter ID is a requirement in the United States of America. This is a common sense policy that nearly 90% of the country agrees with. You need an ID to go and purchase alcohol. You need an ID to go to the library and check out a book. And so the president thinks you should have an ID to vote in our nation's elections. And I know the vast majority of Americans agree with him on that. And he wants Congress to move quickly to get it done.
Thank you so much.
Zach says wage growth has remained stagnant since 1970, adjusted for inflation. Meanwhile, housing costs increased 4 times and groceries 3 times, etc. Yeah, you can blame your Democrats for that. Your liberals. The increase of welfare in our country, things like minimum wage, things like the different housing welfare for providing people homes, housing. And money for their children when they have children and kick their fathers out of the homes, and all kinds of problems that we have. That's what's happening. And you have to look at the way that you're looking at numbers. What wages are you looking at? Are you looking at household income? Because household income is different. Household income has changed because after 1955 or 1960, prior to that, we had mothers and fathers both. We had them work. We had families that were together working in the homes and providing, making money, and household incomes were higher because of that. Now we're incentivizing single mothers to kick their fathers of their children out of the homes while they collect welfare, and that's hurting the numbers that you're talking about. So there's a lot of different. You got to make sure you're clear on what exactly you're looking at. Yeah, I've read a couple of books that talk about this, and you need to take a look. What you're actually calling out right now is literally the fault of Democrats providing and creating too much welfare. We're becoming a welfare state.
Sure.
On Cuba, it's increasingly being described as a humanitarian crisis. What is a successful outcome for the U.S. that the U.S. wants to see in Cuba? Is there anything less than regime change that would be considered success?
I think, as Secretary Rubio has articulated and the president himself, we obviously want to see flourishing and prosperous democracies all over the world, especially in our own hemisphere. I'm not dictating any actions the United States may take to get there, but of course that's in the United States' best interest to have Cuba be a truly free and prosperous democracy.
Wow, can you guys imagine? Well, first of all, I can't imagine Iran's going to be free. That's insane. I never thought that would happen in my lifetime, and I'm Iranian. That's insane. But then Cuba? It's insane to me. Cuba, I never thought that Cuba may be free. Definitely not in my lifetime. Never thought for a second Cuba could be free. That's insane. If Trump can pull that off, man, wow.
democracy. Unfortunately, right now, that is not the case. They are a regime that is falling. Their country is collapsing, and that's why we believe it's in their best interest to make very dramatic changes very soon, and we'll see what they decide to do. Sure.
Wow, Venezuela, Iran, Cuba, all these socialist communist countries that have been devastated by their governments are being freed. That's insane, you guys. On top of that, the other big wins that people don't talk about. Look at Italy. As a result of Trump, we now have Italy waking up. Poland was awake prior to Trump coming into office. Poland was awesome. Then we had Australia starting to wake up. UK is too far gone. Maybe France, and let's just put France and UK together because they just got crushed by Islam over the last 50 to 100 years. And so they're pretty far gone, but we'll see if we can get them back. Canada is going by the wayside. They're screwed. They gotta find a way to get out. Hungary stayed woke, but I heard some things about Hungary waking up. Oh shoot, Min's in the house. What's up, Min? There's Min, dude. Hello. And so you got Australia trying to wake up. You got Italy has waken up. Venezuela, we're doing a great job there. Argentina. Woo! Argentina, bro. Bukele. Woo! Let's see here. Sorry. El Salvador. I meant not Argentina. I was talking about El Salvador. Sorry, my bad. I'm tripping. It's 2.5 hours. I'm a little. El Salvador, Bukele. Wow, what a 180. What up, man? Good to have you. Thank you. So as a result of Trump becoming our president, a lot of the rest of the world is standing up for themselves and saying, hey, enough is enough. Dahlia says, how so regarding Canada, can you explain? I'd be happy to explain. Canada is let's just say that Canada is following the footsteps of the UK. Canada has become super woke, and they're allowing Islam to infiltrate. And Islam's goal, per the Quran, their own Bible, their own holy book, per the Quran, Islam wants or needs or Muslims are to spread Islam to the whole world. And they've been trying hard. They did really well in UK and France. And they've gone after Australia, and now they're heavily going after Canada. And the numbers are they have big numbers in Canada, and they're into political office there, and they're doing all kinds of shit. That's what I meant, Dahlia. What do you think about that? Mish says IRGC people invest in Canada. Yeah, dude, see what I'm saying? Muslims are hitting the countries that are woke and are weak, and they wait to basically what's the word that they use when they want to go in and destroy a country? Why am I blanking on this word? The plan, what they do what they do, it's a long-term plan and it works, and they've said it openly. They want Muslims. This was something that, I think Russia created this plan that ends up working. But Muslims learned, and they've been doing really well at it. Infiltration is one word, but they want to destabilize. So their goal is to go into countries, destabilize them from the inside, get into their woke politics, and take over their woke politics. They fund a lot of the woke side. They fund them, so they get them to do what they want. But they indirectly infiltrate, and let me switch to this camera. They indirectly infiltrate, and they destabilize by getting, for example, you ever notice how lefties are upset with, lefties don't like America? They're mad at America. Oh, America, we're on stolen land. Oh, we did all this stuff based on slavery. We're bad people. We're horrible. America's bad. We need to, we need to pay reparations, and we need to, be guilty. White man is bad, and all of that stuff. Anti-imperialism, yeah. They go in and they destabilize. They get countries to hate themselves. They can't do that really with the right, people on the right, because the people on the right are nationalists. We're proud to be from the country that we're from. Right now you're seeing that in Germany. Germans are sick and tired of the Muslim illegal immigrants, and they're kicking them out now. You see that all over their media. They're literally kicking with their feet, kicking them out. And so they work on the lefties because the righties won't do it, because the righties are standing firm. They work on the lefties, subvert, yep. They work on the lefties because the lefties are weak, they're betas, and they basically did what they did. Look at what they did. They got lefties to turn their men into women. They got lefties to hate themselves and hate their country. That's called destabilization. So they go in, they destabilize. Then once they destabilize, they then go in and start electing themselves into political office. They get their own people to vote for them because they destabilized you and made you feel like you shouldn't have borders. So what do? You import, then they start shipping all their Muslims to you, right? So now you open your borders because they told you that you should hate yourself and that you're living on stolen land and there should be no borders, right? And so you do that. You open your borders. You let all these Muslims in. No, I got all these Muslims, include all the terrorists and everyone. Whether or not they're terrorists specifically doesn't really matter. They just need them to be able to vote, and they do. So you get people like Mamdanis, and you get people like Sadiq Khan, who is the mayor of London. So these are the two biggest Western cities, New York, London, right? So they elect themselves into political power, and then they start, we know the rest, Sharia law. Then they start running it. That's what's happening. Dahlia is right. White colonial settler guilt. There should be like a abbreviation, a WCSG, white colonial settler guilt. So,
Beta.
I just have to hit the beta button. It's been a while.
Beta bear.
So that's what's happened. So we're tired of it. The world is tired of it. I can't believe that Elon Musk saved freedom of speech, and now we're able to say what we want. The people on the right came out and said, bro, you call me racist, I don't care, as long as I can take care of my family and my country. And that's what we're doing. And so that's what's happened. And the whole world is done. You see Germany, you know, they're done with it. Should I pull up videos? I have videos of this stuff. I have this stuff. You guys want to see my Instagram? Here's my Instagram. Here. They're done. They're done. You guys want to see Germans kicking out Muslims? Here. You guys want to see it? I saved him. Here's Mamdani telling you he's going to raise your taxes on everybody. Mamdani telling you I'm raising taxes on everybody, not rich, everybody.
So that the city can be on firm financial footing. However, in order to get to this point of closing the gap on both this fiscal year and the next fiscal year, we are forced to raid the rainy day fund, the retiree health benefits trust reserve, and to increase property taxes across these other years.
Let's see. Here is an American man that's tired of it.
Ladies, the bacon is over there.
Huh?
Bacon?
I'm looking for powdered milk.
Oh, there's bacon over there if you guys want it. Yeah, because we don't want you in our country anymore. This is our country.
Are you filming
Yes,
me?
yes.
You can do it.
Yes, I can.
I will call the police.
Go. I want you out of our country.
Can you
Are
please?
you going to touch my phone?
No,
I'll
please
call the
delete
police
it.
on
You don't have the right to.
You don't have a right to be in
do
this
it.
country. Get
I
out
am
of
here
here
with my
care.
son. He's
Go
in
home.
MSU.
Go home.
Yes, I will go to my home.
Yeah.
Would you like to erase it now, or I will call the
go
police?
ahead.
You don't.
Go ahead.
You can't do that.
I will. You're scum.
Let's see. You want to see some more? Where are they, bro? I saved a bunch of these guys. Now I can't find them. Is it? No, this is Michigan. Oh, that's music. I can't have music. What the hell? Where is this? I've been saving a lot of stuff. German. Here. Kicking. You see that? Look. Literally puts his foot, kicks him. Like, get out of here. Free Palestine people blocking the streets and creating havoc, bro. Look at this. Look, literally, look. Get back. Get back. Get back. See? So, let's see if there's more. There is more. Here's another one. They're done. They've had enough.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
They've had enough. Enough is enough. Germans are done. They're done with it. Look, they're blocking the roads with trash cans and potters and, you know, all this kind of stuff. Or pots. Big, huge flower pots and all this kind of stuff. Wow. Look, you see that person kicked the trash can into the police officer. Someone's asking, do you think black people are treated fairly in this country? Yeah. Yeah, they're treated great in this country. Yeah. Do you have a problem with black people? Do you mistreat black people? Whoever asked that? Hans said it right. He's like, I get treated good and bad myself by all kinds of people. You're saying black people get treated bad sometimes? I get treated bad sometimes. White people get treated bad sometimes. Pink and blue and yellow and purple and all shapes and sizes get treated good and bad. You guys are still busy being victims. Exactly what D-Man said. You guys are still busy being victims? Is that what's happening right now? Whoever asked that question, do you happen to treat black people differently than other people? What a moron. Just because you treat black people different doesn't mean all of us do. Maybe you should go look at yourself in the mirror, bro. Who in their right mind thinks it's okay to hit a police officer with anything? With anything? Who? I don't. I sure as hell don't. And I know almost everyone that I talk to around me, everyone around me, understands that it's a stupid, retard behavior to do something like that, to hit a police officer with anything. These guys are throwing whole trash cans, metal trash cans at police officers. Foster says Muslims do. Exactly. Muslims. And Free Palestine agitators. Paid agitators. So I don't know who these people think they are running around hitting officers. Yeah, Misha's right. They think they're above the law. Told you guys, Germany has had enough, dude. They're done. They're over it, bro. Just like all of us, we're over it. Guess who else is over it? Australia, the super woke Australia that was putting people in quarantine centers during COVID, literally jailing people in COVID. They're over it. If they're over it, think about it. Everyone's sick of it. They're sick of your pro-Palestine. They're sick of your Islam. They're done. They're done. They are sick of it. Sweden, look at this. Look at this. Sweden has announced migrants who cannot speak the language or understand how Sweden works are now banned from being able to acquire Swedish citizenship. Maxwell Pacific, yes, sir. We are done, sir. Exactly right. We are done. We are done, bro. We're sick of it. I gotta put the music off. Look. Germany is done, bro. Germany is not having it anymore. You see that? They're sick and tired of it. Done with Islam. Tej on Twitch TV says, rage baiting for views. Are you proud of yourself? Oh, I've been proud of myself since I was a little kid, bro. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. You have no idea. You know why? Because I'm an overachiever. I work hard and I reap the benefits of it. Yeah. I've been proud of myself for a long time. Thanks for asking, bro. Just thanks for reminding me. Thank you. Let's see what they're saying.
Quand on vous regarde, on pense pas spontanément à la France, excusez-moi. Vous non plus. Bah si.
Let's see what they're saying. It says, wow, everyone is done with the radical Islamists invading the West. And this is what they're saying, I guess, in quote, says, you're not French. You have an Arab head. Don't say you're French when you're dressed as an 8th century Bedouin like you are. Wow. Dahlia says, go figure, the heroes of the Jews are the Germans. Yeah, dude. That's awesome to see. It's unexpected, but it's great. It's great. I love Germans, man. Nedna says Italy is over it too. Yeah, Italy is way over it. Let me see if I can. I got Italy in here somewhere. Where's this? This is Germany again. They're done. No more of this Palestine blocking roads and acting like animals. No more. We're done. We're done, bro. And this isn't over. It keeps going. Watch. Look. Look at these guys. Look. I like in Germany when they act up and they do shit you're not supposed to do, like breaking the law, they actually grab them and make them, suffer the consequences, which is what you're supposed to do, or else they keep doing it. Why do you think they keep doing it in our country? Because we let them get away with it. We let them get away with it. Hans says he can confirm Germans are tired. The environmental terrorists are a big issue too. SS Kazampur says finally is about time. Yeah, bro. Exactly. It's about time, man. Finally. You want to trip out on something? You guys see this map? Look what this says. You guys ready for this? Watch this. After an in-depth look into the 2024 election numbers, it confirms Republicans were robbed of 18 House seats and electoral votes because illegals were counted in the census and red states were undercounted. We must redo the census and ban illegals from being included. I agree, Kyle. We need more of that here, bro. I love this one. Can you guys see this on your screen? I'll read it for you. If you can't see it, I'll read it for you. It says, 37 years in, I finally woke up and realized not once has a white person ever disrespected me. Propaganda is real. White folks show me love while my own community attacks me just for thinking differently. For the guy that was talking about, oh, you think it's okay to treat black people differently? Are you stupid? All right. I want to look and see if there's something online about Iran, if there's something going down. Let's see. I'm going to put this on so we can see what the rest of this is.
Thank you so much. Following up on Gaza, this $5 billion, who exactly will be in charge of managing this money? Would that be the president himself making the final decisions on how these funds are spent?
It will be the Board of Peace, which the president is, of course, the chairman of, but all of the member parties, I believe, will have votes on the funding. And then, of course, there is that technocratic layer underneath the official Board of Peace with the member countries that will be making decisions as well. So if you just go back and look at the first event that we had where we sort of unveiled the structure of the Board of Peace, that structure remains in place and they'll be overseeing the funds that will be announced tomorrow.
You guys are talking about also, what's her name, right? Gigi Gamari. Let's see if Gigi's on there. Let's see if we got Gigi.
Has been mad at the fact that Iran even had silkworm missiles for years. Then Kuwait comes out of left field and they're...
But what if he shot you in the face? What if he...
No, she's just doing like skits and stuff, I guess, on there. Let's see what this is about. Reports suggest that U.S. could attack Iran in coming days.
And then when I go to the after, I see a dirt patch right here. Is that what they're talking about? And then like this dirt over here? It looks like it's there anyway. Notice the roads? Again, this is the after picture. There's a road and there's dirt right there and there's road. Is that what you're saying? At the end of the roads on the left, there and there? It is willing to commit to U.S. demands of zero.
For their reconstruction and humanitarian efforts. Sure.
Another question on that Board of Peace announcement. You mentioned there will be the announcement of who comprises that International Stability Force. How soon will that force be deployed? And have all of the regional partners, all of the regional countries signed off on the makeup of that force?
I don't have a timeline for you today, but again, I'm sure you'll hear more about this tomorrow. So you'll join us at the event. Deanna.
Thanks, Caroline. 2 questions.
Sure.
First, the president has talked a lot about housing affordability and several countries that are facing.
Here's one of the posts from Australia. This is Australia having enough. It says this person is at a rally in Australia that says, "From the outback to the sea, make Australia Islam free." Look at that. Look at that. Oh, New Zealand. Let's add New Zealand to that list. I'm gonna get a running list going of all the countries so that I don't have to think I could just name them off a list. Hamid Corner Grill says, looks like happening in the next 48 hours. That's what I think, bro. I think it's in the next 24, 48 hours. I'm with you on that, big bro. Australia, New Zealand. I think they're waking up, dude. And again, guys, this is all because Donald Trump said, he became president. He beat Biden and Kamala. He beat 2 different people. And he's come out and he's stood up and he put his feet down firmly and he became a good example for the rest of the world. And now they're doing the same thing. Look at them. Look at this sign. From the outback to the sea, make Australia Islam free. I love that. That is so good. And we have New Zealand doing the same thing. New Zealand's out there and they're pushing. They're tired. They're tired of it. Let me find you New Zealand. Have you guys seen New Zealand where they're in the streets going right up against pro-Palestinians? Look at you guys want to see you guys want to see Germany? Look at this. They're so tired of it. Look. These are agitators on a tram or train or something. Look at this. I'm not going to put the music because it's just music that I'll get banned for, but check it out. Watch what happens. Look at this. Keep watching. Look. This guy tried to get in the way. He's out. Those guys are in the way. They're out. Look at this, bro. Look. Get him out. Get him out. Oh, no, this is some kind of tent. I don't know what this is. Oh, some kind of truck. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Enough with the kafia and the fake virtue signaling, bro. Get out of here. You don't even, bro. You couldn't even point to Israel or Palestine on a map. What are you doing wearing a kafia and virtue signaling? Eliza Krogan says, we cannot do that in the U.S. because of freedom of religion, but we can't have separate. No, we can do that. These people are doing things they're not supposed to be doing. And Germany has a zero, policy. They don't care. Zero tolerance. You do something illegal, you're busted. You're out. Done. It's not like America where we're like, oh, please don't do that. Oh, can you just do a little quieter, maybe? No. They're blocking streets. If you're doing something, bro, in our country, you do these, lefties are doing this all the time. Blocking roads, doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. Protesting in ways they shouldn't be doing. You saw Alex Preddy kicking police vehicles. These people are nuts. Let me find you New Zealand. You'll trip out. It's pretty wild. Look at this. Abraham Lincoln. Such a cool ship. Look at Amu Lindsey Graham. Amu Lindsey Graham, bro. Lindsey Graham holding up the Persian flag. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Where is New Zealand? Oh, look at this. The left. We need a woman president. Also the left. Women can't get ID. Also the left. What's a woman? Oh, bro. Dude, it's so funny. Michigan residents march through Muslim city. Okay.
We've taken the streets of Dearborn! We've taken the streets of Dearborn!
They're done with Islam in Dearborn, Michigan. You guys see this?
We've taken the streets of Dearborn!
Look at this. Good-looking Prime Minister. Sweden Prime Minister. Muslims must adapt to Swedish values or they're not welcome to Sweden. Nice. Ooh, is this real, guys? Did this happen? Colombia appoints Jewish president with tough stance against anti-Semitism. That's a 180. You guys want to hear this?
In case you haven't already seen it, here's the video of a Muslim woman blowing out the candles on a menorah. By the way, these are the same people that go to Christmas markets and yell Allahu Akbar. Can someone remind me whose decision it was to import 7th century Islamic savages into modern Judeo-Christian countries? I mean, is this what multiculturalism and diversity is supposed to look like? Because if this is what multiculturalism and diversity is supposed to look like, I don't want it. This kind of multiculturalism and diversity belongs in the trash along with their 7th century Islamic jihadi ideology. I'm really getting sick of dealing with and seeing this savage behavior over and over and over again. No matter where they go, it's just hatred, it's just terrorism. And then as soon as you want to point it out, they pretend they're the victims and they're like, oh, Islamophobia. Yeah, I'm so sick and done. I'm so sick and done with this. In case you haven't already seen it.
We're all sick and done. We're all done with it. Honestly, we're so done with it. We're so over it.
So you think that I should pay 70% of my income above $2 million in taxes? Yes. Do you think your next dollar should be taxed at 70%? Okay, so if that's the deal, you know what I would do?
He basically says he's gonna quit work. He's gonna stop doing what he's doing. That chart that gets all the taxes. Stop doing the activities that he's getting charged taxes on. Is what he's saying. What is this? Oh, yes. This is a guy in Italy that's done. It's a guy that is in Italy that is protesting to free Iran, but then pro-Palestinian people are messing with him, and so he's done with them. So it's an Iranian guy that's out there protesting to free Iran, mad at the Palestinians that are bugging him. Oh, I have a question for you guys. Should I do a poll in the chat? What do you guys think about this? What are your thoughts on this one? I should have put this one on for the other dude that was on here. I should do a poll, huh? Let's do a poll. I got a poll going, guys. We got the poll going, guys. Oh man, I thank you. Oh hell yeah, we got the poll going. It's not looking good for Muslims, guys. It's not looking good for Muslims, guys. Oh my god. You guys got to see the poll. You guys don't see the poll. The poll is on YouTube. The poll is on YouTube. 94% say dogs. Wow. The people are speaking. Wow. 94%. 95 now. It just went up. 95% prefer dogs. Wow. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Wow, look at that. 94% say it's down to 91. So just went to 92. 92% say dogs. 92% say dog. 93%. We're almost settled on a number. Oh, it's back down to 90. It's fair to say, guys, we have a winner. We have a winner. I'm going to call it. All right, it's time to, yep, I'm going to call it. It's dogs. Dogs won. 90%. Wow. 91%. It's still going. 91%. Wow, I'm just going to leave it up. I'm going to leave it up. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. Brother. Oh, there's the flag I was looking for this whole time for one of my posts. Damn it. This light is not good for my hair. It looks like the light is so, my key light, I have a good key light right here. It's so strong it pierces through my hair and shows my scalp, bro. Holy shit. Look at that. I need to watch out for that. All right, guys. Have we hit it? Oh, wait a minute. I made a new post recently. I want you to see. I have a new one, bro. Look at this. Those of you that follow me have seen it, dude. But it's all good. Look at this. You guys ready? I edited this one. This one was out there and I edited it. Look at this. You guys ready? Hold on. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You got him, bro. You got him, bro. I'm telling you, that was my edit right there. It's a good one. Look. Special delivery. Let me see. I gotta see Trump's face laughing. It's so good. Last time. Sorry. I have to. It's so good. He gets them good. He farts right on them. Goose, bro. Guzid. Magbar Khamenei. Magbar Jomhuri Islami. Javid Shah. Payende Iran. All right, guys. We're going to go out with two more, okay? Two more. One short one. Here we go.
Do not come.
Oh, I'm going to come.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Right here.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
So good. So good. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to do one more. This is the one we're going to go out on. Okay, guys? This is it right here. This one right here has 9 million views. This one I created. This reel right here I created has 9 million views. Listen, look at this.
How many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
And you're proud of that?
If you are asking me about Muslims' illegal immigration, none, not even one, will come to Poland. Not even one if it's illegal. We took over 2 million Ukrainians who are working, who are peaceful in Poland. We will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised.
But I asked
This
not
quota
about
system
illegal
failed.
immigrants. I asked about refugees. And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission President, says that you're racist.
This is the best part. He says that that they say you're racist. Listen to what he says.
You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number one. This is why our government was elected. But this is why Poland is so safe. This is the reason why we had not even one terrorist attack. Look at the streets in Poland, and we can be called populists, nationalists, racists. I don't care. I care about my family and about my country.
How many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
Zero. Yeah, bro, he farts on them. He farts on them, dude. Hugh, you got to listen to it. Listen, I edited and I put in the fart because someone made this video and I had to cut it, edit it, and make it this good. This is a good one. It's going to get, I'm telling you, this will get 1 million views in a week. Watch this. He farts on them. Watch this. Last time. I love it, bro. I love it. It's so good. Oh my God. Guys, I had a good time with you guys. So much so that I went from wanting to do a 1-hour stream to now it's 3 hours and 27 minutes. And it's all about the live chat. Love you guys. And I enjoy chatting with you guys live. And I hope we accomplish a lot of the things that we're working on right now. I hope we fix our immigration problem. I hope we do I mean, it's never going to happen, but we need to get rid of this welfare state kind of a thing that we're doing. We have too much welfare going out to people, and we're encouraging people not to work. We're encouraging people to be lazy. We're encouraging people to be bums, and we need to stop it. We need to free Iran. We need to free Cuba. Hopefully this Iran thing is going to be done in the next day or two. Min, thank you so much for everything that you do. Everyone, everybody, dude, love you guys so much. I really love chatting with all of you guys. I love the debate. I love the back and forth. I learn a lot, and maybe you guys do too. Whether you do or not, is okay as long as we have a good time and we kind of get a few things, you know, we go over a few things and at least we understand each other a little better. And yeah, really love you guys. Hopefully free Iran. And remember, guys, the Iran flag is the lion and sun. and we want to free Iran. And also Magbar Khamenei, Magbar Jomhuri Islami, Javid Shah, and Payande Iran. And we got 3 more years of Trump, guys. Wonderful, greatest president in the world. Unbelievable time we live in. So blessed to have him living in my lifetime and your lifetime. And looking forward to a free Iran so we can finally free the people from that tyrannical regime and free the world from that tyrannical regime. Thank you guys. Love you guys again, and I'll see you very soon. Later. Bye.